It was November 2008 when Gay Talk Radio was started. It is an effort to enlighten, empower, and strengthen those in our LGBTQIA family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to our final day of our pledge drive here on queerpublicradio.com and gaytalkradio.org. Oh, goodness gracious, it's been such a wonderful week. You know, tomorrow when we do our live Gay Talk Live show, we're going to kind of have a recap of some of the moments this week we've shared with you, where you've heard, you know, Jewel of the South. On Monday, you heard her coming out on Gay Talk Radio. I think that was in December of 2008, how she publicly came out on gaytalkradio.org. She definitely did. We were back on a different system back then, but it was the beginnings of Gay Talk Radio. It was actually called Gay Talk back then also. Anyway, Jewel came out, and today we're going to hear more from Jewel. In fact, coming right up here, we got loads of stuff here from Jewel. You know, she was scheduled to be our featured guest on January 31st. And on January 28th, she calls in, you know, just a few days. Well, you know, I just don't want to say too much. These are rather lengthy clips, and I think they speak for themselves. Enjoy this wonderful, wonderful person, this wonderful spirit. Oh, Jewel is so much. It's just words do not do her justice, and I think perhaps these two little clips here will explain further. Enjoy, and I hope just sit back and relax. Yeah, because soak it in, people. Have a great one. We'll talk to you on the other side. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gay Talk. This show is open to all, regardless of sexuality or gender. I hope for listener interaction, but if you don't call in, I'll be happy to provide current events and news related to the GLBTQIA community. Hey, it's Hump Day. Wednesday is Hump Day. For those of you who aren't familiar with the terminology, Hump Day. It's the middle of the week. It's all downhill from here, folks. Wednesday, January 28, 2009. It's 9:02 on the West Coast. It makes it about 12:02 p.m. on the East Coast. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Jab. Good morning, Jewel. Good morning, Watermark. No, I'm not just talking to people in the room here that I happen to see in my mind. These are actually people that are in the text chat room. Yes, we do have a text chat, a live text chat during the show. Oh, Jewel, you're going to run. Jewel, wait, before you go, Jewel. Before you go, I have audio I want you to hear. I made a special audio for you yesterday, Jewel. You got time? I see Jab on the switchboard. Hold on a second, Jab. Let me see if Jewel's got time for me to play this sound clip here. I'm not sure how. It's when you called in with your hoarse voice that I made it special. It's 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Oh, let's see. Jewel's calling in. I thought she lost her voice. Let me see what Jewel has to say here. Hold on just a second. Jewel, you're on the air.
Hi, Tom. I don't have voice. I just wanted to tell you that you have a wonderful idea and that I hope that it works. I'm going to be very supportive of it.
Thank you, Jewel. Thank you, you poor thing. I don't want you to strain your voice.
Oh, I have a horrible cold and no voice, so I canceled both my shows. I had no choice. No voice, no.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do a show without your voice.
I know. Well, when you sound like a damn alien, I mean, come on. You know? worse yesterday, and then, you know, it keeps going back and forth. This is the most voice I've had in 3 days. So.
Wow.
I know, right? It's terrible.
Goodness, I hope it gets better soon.
I know, I don't even sound like myself. It's like an alien being from another planet. Just, you know, they talk in tones, we talk in tones, but this is a really sucky tone. I don't like it. I feel like I'll wake it up or something. Oh my God.
She's really channeling those angels now.
I know. Yes, it sounds like angels back. Oh my God. I would call you the laugh of the morning. I did. I thought I would call in and let everybody laugh. I think it's funny. I mean, I didn't think it was funny. I think it's funny now. When I say I don't have a voice, I wasn't kidding. I have one that's horrible.
Oh, goodness. I hope it gets better soon, Jewel.
Oh, it will. I'm taking Robitussin D, and so there's stuff that I'm allowed to have, and it's okay. Drinking lots of water. So.
Yeah, because we need you. We need you on Blog Talk Radio. We can't do it without our Jewel.
Well, I think Spirit said that I had to take a break, and this is how they did it, so I can't do anything right now.
They probably knew that's the only way.
I know, tell me. I just wanted to tell you that this is a great idea, and it's kind of stinky and dark in closets, so, you know, I know how it is in there. So hopefully everybody will latch on to this and actually do something about it. We have to have a voice, and as you see, even though I don't have right now, I'm still trying to. I'll die talking, I swear. Anyway, that's what I want to call and tell you.
Thanks,
and I want
Jewel.
to say hi to Char, too. Hi, Char. Love you. But I'm going to hang up now so I don't hurt your ears further.
Well, don't hurt your voice. Get that voice well, Jewel. We need you back as soon as possible.
Okay. I love you, Tom. Thank you for taking my call. I'll be chatting.
I love you. Thanks. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I hope it didn't cut off the end of that audio clip right when I lost my darn connection. Goodness gracious. It's just the fun ways and the fun things of technology these days. You know, sometimes stuff happens. Yes, stuff happens. Yes, the universe is paying me back for being mean to Jewel. That's what it is. You know, Jewel, I didn't realize the background audio was going to be so soft on that, but it was, Sam Harris singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I just thought that was such an appropriate song because anytime we hear from Jewel, it's like taking a trip over the rainbow. Yes, it is. So anyway, I hope it didn't. It probably chopped off the audio when I lost my connection right there on the end, so you probably didn't. But that's okay. We can play that again on Saturday. Hold on a second. We've got Jewel calling in now. Okay, Jewel, you're on the air.
Oh, no, you don't. I'll sing that again. Oh, my God. You horrible creature. I can't believe you did that to me. You know why you lost your... You know why you lost your connection, don't you? So it was the universe paying you back for sharing my misery. Oh my you deserve that one. Oh, I can't believe how bad I sounded. That was terrible. That was absolutely horrific. I wasn't whispering. That was my actual voice. What voice I had.
It did. It sounded. I was like, oh, poor. What's she doing on the phone? You know. Now I knew why your mother said, "Get off the phone."
If my mom had known I had a called in, because I wouldn't even call her, she would be like, "How? What are you doing? Get back in bed." You know, that's just how it is. But man, I didn't have a voice for 3 days, and that was like the beginning of me getting my voice back. And even now it goes in and out, but yeah, it'll be fine.
Well, I hope so, because I plan on attending your show tonight.
Oh, good, good, good. Yeah, you know what? Get there as soon as you can because it's going to be packed jam full. Sierra out mass email to her. They were sent to on stuff and be there. So, hi, Wendy.
Hey,
Anyway,
Wendy.
I wanted to call just so people could hear that I am human.
Yes, that your voice did return. That's always nice to know.
I didn't sound human in it. It was terrible. So I wanted to call in and redeem myself. So you're I don't know how do you slice those things where you can get clips off of there? I want to know. That's interesting.
There's several pieces of software you can do it with. I use one called what's that? The MP3 audio editor, I believe it's called. Because when you download I'll send you the link. I'll email you a link to the software that I use, and you download the show, and then you cut off the parts you don't want and keep the parts you want.
Oh my God! On some shows, I'd be cutting it and hacking it to pieces. Anyway, I would so bad. I need to get off of before I get in trouble. Man, not good, not good.
Let me bring Jab in. Jab might have a few things to say about
because I was talking like I was on the entire time.
No, you're just now on now.
Well, that's embarrassing. I was wasting breath.
Well, sorry about that.
Today, y'all. Did you hear me, Tom? I said your show's cursed today. Since you put that clip, yep, you did it to yourself.
But I didn't do it in the mean spirit. I did it in a happy spirit. I mean, did you notice the song in the background? Somewhere over the rainbow?
I know, but at the beginning of it was the Twilight Zone.
You couldn't hear that. You could not hear the song at all.
I know. I had it a little bit too soft.
Yeah, you did.
I heard the Twilight Zone in the very beginning, but
yeah, I heard that, and then I heard the Twilight Zone music, and then I heard her come on like, "Hello, this is Joy."
Like I was possessed or something. It was awful. Oh my God. Yeah, now you know why I didn't try and do a radio show. I couldn't even talk. It was terrible. Man.
I kind of liked it.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Oh, that is so wrong. That is just wrong. Oh, it's too
what? It's different, and I kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was very different. It was me being sick and trying to get my voice back.
See, so for anyone that might have ever doubted that Jewel of the South is actually a human being, we now have proof.
It doesn't prove that I'm not an alien. It only proves that I have a human voice today. I'll put it It ought to freak out the masses.
She could have tentacles. We don't know.
Now, I don't have tentacles. That I have to defend myself on. I don't. However, I have feelers. No, I'm just kidding. That's too funny. Oh, my goodness. Right. I will get off of here and get on. I know that you have news to give out. I'll stay in the room though, because I want to hear the news.
I think it's going to sound better on the when I replay it, when I listen to the show later. I mean, who knows? We'll see. I did make the background a little soft, but I didn't want to cover. Your voice was so soft. You'd be surprised how much I had to enhance your voice, because when you were talking, it was really soft, and I had to use the digitally enhance to make it louder so that we could actually hear what you were saying on the recording.
I hope you had to work really hard. I mean, really hard to get that. I hope you had sweat. I am serious. I hope you did.
I did. I'm going to have to get a new mouse. I clicked so many times making that audio. I clicked on my mouse so many times I think there's a hole in the button now.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you even wanted to do that, but okay. I'm accepting of it, kind of. I'll just about it later.
that's one of my joys, working with audio and video stuff and adding this and that. It's just very special stuff.
Yeah, but when you have a voice that makes people's hair stand up on the back of their neck, that's not cool. Especially when you do what I do.
What do you do?
I do a lot, but I'm an angelic medium, so that's for what I do. The whole room went dead silent.
Jewel is one of the most gifted people on Blog Talk Radio, if I do say so myself. I'm kind of partial and biased, but that's my opinion.
That was biased. That was biased. It was.
It is very biased. I'm very. We're not related. She's not my sister or my mother. None of the above.
Wendy said yes, she is. No, Wendy. No, not.
Yeah, but she means yes, she is. She's agreeing with me. Jewel of the South is probably the most gifted person on Blog Talk Radio. I really do mean it. She's a conduit for the angels and spirits of the afterlife, and she is just always right on. I mean,
no wonder you don't want to make the angels sound like all crazy when you have a bad voice.
I know, that would be terrible. Well, and I don't really do any channeling on there. I do and I don't. Just relay the messages. I'm just really just conduit. That's the way I look at myself, or a willing vessel. But as far as channeling different energies or what have you, I do that mostly off of there. It's recorded, but I won't share that until later time. So it's kind of interesting. But some people channel and their voices change into this Swindolly type voice or whatever. It gets amazingly funny. I'm sorry, I'm probably going to get emails for that, but I don't care. It strikes me as highly odd. I can't believe what it does. It reminds me of those old fortune tellers that are leaning with a big, huge crystal ball with the turbans and the beads and all that. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Right.
Odd.
And,
Jewel would not be.
Jewel will be on our show this coming Saturday. We are foregoing the review show, and we are doing a Jewel of the South show this Saturday.
Yeah, I'm going to bring the angel with me.
Yeah,
people in here.
We have an anonymous caller here. 11111. You're on the line. Who are we speaking with?
It's Harry Palms. What's up, Butt Pirates?
Oh, Harry. Bye-bye, Harry.
I knew that was coming.
I've had him blocked for days.
Like I said, a lot of the politics and conservative trolls get a lot of trolls all the time, so I'm developing a sixth sense of when they come. And that totally set it off.
We have one word in the South for somebody like that, and I don't know if I can say it or not. Well, I will. I'll say it. Freaks. Just kidding. We do say that. Yeah, we do. I had to block him a while back. It was so offensive. What he was saying. It's like, I don't want to hear you. You're so negative. Okay. So I blocked him.
Yeah, those people that... I feel sorry for people like that feel they need to strike out at others for their own personal biases. That's kind of a sad statement.
Well, he might not even be homophobic. He might just be a jerk.
Or he might be in the closet and be scared.
Mm-hmm.
You always, people always seem to attack that they're the most afraid of. And if you're afraid, there's a reason for that. Why are you afraid? Maybe you're in a candle, in the closet, with a candle half lit. It's burned down to the nub almost because you've been there so long. Maybe if you open the door, moths will fly out and you decide to step a toe out. I don't know. I find that being most true, though. Most people that attack the GLBT population or what have you, they are actually closet cases. And as sad as that is, it causes a lot of problems. not just for them, but for everybody they come in contact with until they come out of denial. So,
Yep, that's very true.
that's my spin on it anyway.
Well, yeah, and I've seen it.
Again.
Me too. I've seen it over and over again.
I know, and then they shout, I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight, when you know they're not, but you have to kind of support them, and they get ugly. You know, really, really ugly. And most of the gay bashers are not straight themselves. Seriously.
Yeah, I believe that. It's funny how I don't know, you know, there's not any one answer to it. You know, you can't put everything in a nice little neat box. You know, we're all individuals, and we all have our own reasons for doing the things we're doing.
I just thought it was interesting that I, you know, get the energy that my gaydar is not broke, so I get the energy. I know when somebody's not straight, even if they're hiding it or masking it. And it's really, really interesting how hateful they can be because they don't want to be who they are. That's really, really sad.
I don't think I have a gaydar because I'm very sure I've met gay people, but I've never had like something go off in my head, go like, oh wow, you know, unless it's like they're all done up in like the really hot pink Mardi Gras type outfits. I mean, if they're making it obvious, then it's like, oh okay, but I can't like detect it if they're not like showing it off.
I feel their energy. That's how I do it. It's through energy.
Yeah,
they can look like the straightest person in the world, and I mean I know those are stereotypes, but you know, it's kind of like me. If you look at my picture, you would know. Never ever think it. So, you know, it's just energy. Everybody gives off energy and has a certain energy signature.
Yeah, you
so
got
really
that extra sense.
Mm-hmm.
You got that extra sense with you going. And I've heard that even with the astrologists, the people that are, you know, do astrology, and that they can look at an astrological chart of someone, and it tells them if they're gay or not on the astrological chart.
That's right. I have a friend that's an astrologer, Richard Weber, as a matter of fact, and he's very good. He was on my show. I had him on my show before, I think right after Christmas, somewhere in there. And yeah, he can tell. You can go in and you can look at some stuff and the alignments, and it'll tell you. Interesting. Also, numerology chart on somebody, that sort of thing. It'll point to it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's all very interesting.
Yeah, it really is. You know, you know, my brother's a straight guy, but he is so secure in his sexuality. It's never been an issue. It never has since we were kids. It was never an issue. You know, and that's the way I look at it. People that are secure in their sexuality don't have an issue with it.
That's very true. That's very true. My brother was this woman that he went to high school with, and she's been chasing him for 30 years, and he still won't get married. It's too funny. That woman's been chasing me for 30 years. He said this at Christmas. He was so upset. And I said, why are you upset? And because she won't leave me alone. I'm not getting married. And he tries to blame it on my sister because he said that, you know, she's divorced and I've been divorced, and, you know, and then, of course, I had to be, you know, truthful and honest with myself about myself. So then that got my brother out. He's like, I'm never getting married. I told him, I said, don't blame me and our sister for what you don't take responsibility for. You know, you have to take personal responsibility for what you're doing, and it has nothing to do with us or how we lived our lives. So then he didn't say it again. Bad boy. I'm serious. I'm glad he came here. He would probably try and kick my butt. I'm serious.
Well, it sounds like it's time to make another sound clip.
Where's the whip palm? Oh, my God. Oh, man.
Oh, no, my dog's going
I just got what that's going to be like blackmail. All right, that's it. Dang it, I'm hanging up before I get in any more trouble.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's in Wendy's best, or not Wendy, Jules' best interest to, like, not talk on the air because Tom will clip everything she says into really inappropriate
I
things.
know. He's like obsessed with like, clipping things. Ooh, it's like coupons to him. It's like, ooh.
Right? Yeah, it is.
That.
It's better than coupons. Oh, we got another caller on the line. Let's see who this is. This one isn't anonymous. Let's see who this is here. 941, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, who are we speaking with?
This is Mike.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
It's all right. Hey, I got a question for you. I'm not homophobic, this, that, and the other, but a question that comes up a lot that you hear about, when you're talking with your buddies and your friends and whatnot, is if it was so acceptable to, be gay and whatnot, if just, for instance, say, a lot of gay people went to, Mexico, and that's where they decided to be. Well, if a guy's with a guy, can't have a kid. If a guy's with, or if a girl's with a girl, you still can't have a kid. How is your population gonna, continue if you guys were living that way?
Because there's lesbians there.
Right, but lesbians with a lesbian is not going to have a kid. You need a man for that.
We share with our gay friends, with our gay males. So.
Well, that doesn't make sense. Whatever. Then that means you're not being truthful and faithful to the one that you're with.
We are being truthful and faithful, understand.
How is that?
Forward an article.
It's called surrogacy.
Well, yeah, but that's modern medicine.
And
that's not the way God intended.
So don't start. Minister to, want to hear it? That's hate speech. Stop it now.
No, I'm asking a question.
Stop.
I got nothing against. I'm just telling you.
It is hate. It is hate speech. Stop it. Stop it now.
That's not hate speech.
You didn't call for a good intention. You be mean.
No, I didn't.
That's
I just got done telling you. That's not hate speech.
Godly.
It's not. I'm asking you a question.
Speech. It is hate speech when you call an agenda like that, and you know it.
It's a talk show. You're talking about it, so I'm wanting to discuss it with you. And you can't tell me that God said, well, I'm going to put doctors on the earth. What's that?
You have a mind. You know why you call. I know your agenda. Hey. And a discussion.
That you didn't answer the question.
You didn't ask one that was worthy of an answer.
You're wrong. I mean, you can't intelligently talk to me about that and give me a good reason why, because you're
I intelligently did talk to you about that. I'm not afraid of anything.
You're dodging the question.
I think that you're afraid.
I'm afraid of what? I'm asking a question.
Okay, you already have the answer. You already had that in your mind. You had your own answer made up in your mind before you called.
You never even gave me an answer to consider.
You already have an answer to consider, your own. You didn't call for an answer. You called to preach.
No, I called to get your side of the story.
Nope. Because we're not willing to talk anymore. It's negative, and I don't want to hear it.
Because you're wrong, and you can't even back it up. That's ridiculous.
No, because you're wrong, and you're judging. Judge not lest you be judged. There you go.
That's right. And you know what, there, caller? I'm sorry I had to mute you, but Julie is exactly right. You called here to stir the pot. You did not call here to ask a discussion question where we can talk about things, because you're, like she said, you have already made up your mind. It's your first off, your question is
what he did.
Yeah, your question was absurd. The homosexual community will continue to exist as it has throughout all time, and will continue to be created by the heterosexual population as it has throughout all time. That's reality, and that's fact. So your little fictional world of putting us in one continent of the United States and how is an absurd question. It's an absurd comparison, and it's just ridiculous, because that's not reality. That's not the real world that we live in, and your biases and bigots will not change that.
I'm not entirely sure what the question was. If he was asking...
Know how we procreate without a man, or how we procreate without a woman, and answer to him, but still, you know, he's being hateful.
Well, you know, I mean, I suppose if he were a kid, that'd be a legitimate question, but homosexuals
exactly.
in general do not procreate. I mean, that's kind of how it goes. They're born of straight people.
True. You know, and there's you know, artificial insemination, that thing, I mean, and that is not cheating on your partner, and that's what he was trying to make a point of. But no, it's not. Straight people do it today. So that's not even in there, question-wise. That was just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. There's there's agencies and clinics.
What you're, you know, yeah, and it's not even about who you sleep with, but
or they adopt.
About that.
Can't forget that.
You know, that's what he was making it about. So that's not even what it's about. It goes so much further than that. It's not even about.
And the reality is that we are here. We are here. We are gaining in numbers. You know, more of us are coming out, and more people are realizing that there's more of us than they thought there was. It's growing and growing and growing, and it's why do we have to procreate ourselves? The heterosexuals are doing just fine. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. A lot of people that would like to adopt. A lot of people that would like to adopt. And I think it's sad that in places we can't do that because babies need homes. But we have that right. Not in all places. So that's just another thing, you know, that has to be straightened out sooner or later. But it's the mindset that he had and what I want to say. There's another word for it, but I'm not even going to go into that. But the type of mindset that he has is what keeps us down. You know, there's a lot of people that have that mindset. It's really sad. They can't see us as light beings just like they are and as human beings. They can't see us as anything but, you know, what they see us as. And they're trained, you know, hatred is taught from birth. So somebody keeps on teaching that hatred. Not just us, but for everyone. You know, well, hate them because they're, or hate them because they're Jewish, or hate them because they're Protestant, you know, hate them because this is their color and it's not your color. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's taught at birth, you know, from birth on up. And then what do you have on your hands? A lot of kids that hate a lot of things, and they don't even know why, except for that mom and dad, whomever taught them that you should hate that, or dislike it, or not go near it. Just so sad.
Yep, it really does.
Wow.
You know, people are too judgmental and are too quick. You know, even if it's the weird part is that they're taught this, and somehow in their own mind they think they're justified with these thoughts.
I know. The sad part. It is.
That is sad. It is
I can't say that it doesn't hurt. Every time I hear something like this, it does hurt. And even as soft as I am, you heard that, you know, I can get in there if I need to. But the thing is that it, oh no. I'm still shaking my head. I'm here shaking my head. It never ceases to amaze me how much hate is really out there. How judgmental people really are. It's sad, just so sad. It really is.
Yeah, because the people like that divide the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got tears in my eyes, and that's sad too. I mean, I hate that. I really do. And not really so much for myself, but for everyone that has to deal with that. And then I feel sorry for the ones that are, because you know what? Like I said, it's trained from birth to hate. Hi, White Dove. You train from birth to hate, and that is very sad. I mean, what are they going to be hating tomorrow, Tom? You know, I'm really worried about that kind of thing. Who are they going to hate tomorrow? You know, what agenda are they going to have tomorrow?
Or how far is their hate going to go?
See, exactly. Yeah. And we've seen that stuff here, you know, in Mississippi. Oh, Lord. You know that here, I guess. But, wow. My mind is blown. It's kind of like, we were in that channeling earlier. It's kind of like when the person called, it was it was me, but it wasn't. I pushed back, and it's kind of like Spirit just said, you know, I don't know if you could hear that or not, but definitely that's exactly what happened. That was strange. And when I came back into myself, of course, it was a bit disturbing. But
Well,
I didn't
you know,
expect
people.
to be that warrior.
Yeah, and I hope I muted him quickly enough. I hope he didn't get you too agitated. I, was trying to give him a little space to see if he was going to kind of budge, but it was obvious he wasn't going to budge an inch.
I knew already. The moment that I heard voice, I knew.
I mean, he's entitled to his opinion and whatnot.
He is, but not entitled to, kind of go in and try and kill other people emotionally, spiritually, whatever, and that's what he was doing. He's trying to use the Word of God and hide behind God with his hatred. Well, the thing is that you can hide behind God all you want, but don't do it because you're hiding hatred. If you do, that'll get you. You see? That's my point of view. You cannot use hatred and God in the same sentence. Can't. It doesn't work that way. And that's what he was doing.
Yeah, everyone's entitled to their own view, Jeff, but, there's a reason this show is called Gay Talk. And that's because it's a safe space for the LGBT community. This is not a place for people to come in and trash us. This
No,
is a
I'm
place
not criticizing you. I'm not criticizing you at all. I mean, this is your show. You run it how you want, and you decided when he needed to shut up, and you muted him.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
I am glad, too. I didn't think that would rise up.
I kind of wish I got the chance to talk to him, but whatever. He's gone.
Jab, you probably would have torn him. What it was really, and I think the reason why my voice came out is because, he was part of the religious right, and I'm a minister. It was very funny that came right when I came on the air. So no, he was using, hate to try and make a point, and that doesn't work. It's never any society that I've ever known of in the history of this world. It's never worked. Eventually, that society will fall. You can't have hatred, negative around you constantly because you won't survive. That's just the way it is.
That's so true. It's not the gays that have caused the downfall of societies in our history. It's the hatred, the bias, the bigotry, and all the negative stuff that's come out of those societies. If that wasn't there, which we just witnessed, if that kind of stuff wasn't around, the societies would be peaceful. The world would live in peaceful bliss, and that's what happens. We got to have the hateful side, the negative side, that's the downfall, the true downfall of humankind.
There wasn't anything wrong with his question until he got up to the last part, which was just absurd. Because he should know. He should know. Damn it! Now I really wish I had to talk to him, but no.
Oh man.
Well, I didn't jot down his number. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he was baiting. That's the only reason he called. He was baiting.
Well, if he does call back in, let me talk to him. Which he probably will now.
The religious minds that I'm right and you're wrong, and I'm going to prove it. That's exactly what he came on with. He had an agenda, like I said, and he didn't get very far with it. He tried.
Well, he got to put out his
and
two
hateful
cents.
things never. Yep. Well, that was more 5 cents because of inflation. I'm serious. Anyway, to go recenter and regroup, so I'm hanging up. I'll stay in the chat room, but I do have to recenter and regroup because I just blew my whole day.
Well, I'm sorry, Jewel, but
that's
thank
fine.
you.
No, I'm still human too. I'm spiritual world also, but I'm still human. I mean, there are things, I'll have to stand up for, and today was one of those days. So, as soft-spoken as I am, I still know why he came, and I still know, obviously, everything happens for a reason, so there was no mistake about why I'm on at that particular time. And I think that, to stand up for it. So that's why I spoke. I wasn't even sure that I was going to, and all of a sudden, boom, there it was. So, there you go.
Well, thank you, Jewel.
You're welcome. Do it, everybody. Hate is hate no matter what it's packaged in. No matter what it's packaged in. No matter who's spewing it, it's still hate. It's still hate. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go to the chat room, and I'll be centering. But I love you guys. Okay? And I'll be here. It's back in, then Jab, you get him. Did you hear me?
I think you broke up.
You kind of broke up.
I'm sorry.
Kind of like
Jab. I said Jab. He called, and then you get him because I'm done. I'm so done.
Okay.
I'm done. So
I appreciate that.
I do too, actually. Anyway, I'm going to the chat room now.
Okay, Jewel. That's right. Like Dove says, Eileen says, don't let anyone ruin your day. That's the way I look at it because, that guy he thinks he called in and he thinks he made a point and he's all puffy chest and proud of himself. But what he doesn't realize is, he made a point. And sure, maybe to some people that are as small-minded as he obviously is, he might have made a point. But to those of us who are a little more enlightened, he made a point also, but not the point he thinks he made.
Well, he made the point that he doesn't understand that gays come from straight people. Supposing he executed this fantasy and there was a place with only gay people in it, yes, I'm pretty sure, the population would go down rather fast, but that's not how it works. Gays occur naturally in every population.
Exactly. That's why his argument was kind of absurd. It's that we're here. Hello, how did we get here? Well, not by our own creation. Again, thank you very much to the heterosexual community. We are a natural occurrence in nature. Period. They come up with these ridiculous arguments. I just don't know. Let's see. I did have some news today, and I did have another audio clip I wanted to play. That because of time, I'm going to skip now. I might carry it over to tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
You don't want to extend the show any year?
Oh, I could extend the show. Yeah, okay. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I'll just extend the show and carry it, because some of this news I carried from yesterday already. So then that's what I'll do then. I'll throw this sound clip in here. But I thought Wendy was going to call. I was hesitating on throwing the sound clip in because I think she said she's going to call and throw in her 5 cents. So I didn't want to throw the 15-minute sound clip on if Wendy's getting ready to call. This is... it's related to what I talked about yesterday with the Hindu holy book talking about the third sex. And Charn called in and talked about, how he spoke on a show he did with me. I think it was in November.
Is that a reference to hermaphrodites or intersex?
Well, no. Well, I guess it's a reference to what the American Indians called the Berdache, the D-E-R-D-A-C-H-E. And, we got Wendy on the line here. Let me bring her in here. Okay, Wendy, you're on the line.
Hey, sweetie, did you already stop talking about it? Because I don't want to continue it if you already stopped talking about it.
No, we can still the gay basher. Go ahead.
You know what kills me is these, and I know he was that guest that probably came in here and left. You can read exactly what your show is going to be about right on your page.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So why would he call and ask? And he called purely to stir up trouble. That was the only reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and these people are just full of hate. It just drives me insane every time somebody does that. It just drives me insane. And it wasn't an opinion. It was just purely to stir up hate in this room and on your show.
Yeah,
Purely.
but you know, we're kind of doing him a service by harping on about him so much that we're getting off, you know, our routines. So if we keep talking about him, he wins. So we should just move on.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think he wins. But
Oh no, he already lost big time.
he lost.
Yeah,
when
he lost the
opened
minute he opened his mouth. Right, exactly. Amen. And not only that, I mean, poor Joel, you know, I mean, well, good, she's centering now, but I mean, no. I mean, I hate these people that come to different shows and they can read exactly what the show is about, and then they call totally off topic purely to stir up trouble.
Uh-huh.
It's just absolutely ridiculous. I just, drives me insane.
Oh, we do have another caller here. I don't know who it is, so let's see what this is from area code 314.
Hello, my name is...
314, you're on the air.
Hello, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes?
My name's Jeff. I'm in the St. Louis area. I was wondering, how do you guys feel about the guy that put up that Google map with the supporters of Prop 8? With all the addresses and stuff.
I think that's really, really horrible. Basically, he just mapped out, you know, targets for people to attack, and nobody should be attacked because of their political views, at least not here.
Yeah, because that's not helping anyone's cause. If anything, it's driving people from it.
It's an intimidation tactic. I mean,
yeah. But yeah, I was just wondering what you guys thought about that.
Well, Tom, Wendy, do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah, 8maps.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's I actually you know, that information is freely available on the internet already, even without the map.
Yeah.
I just think that if someone ends up, ends up assaulted or maybe even murdered because they have it easier to get to them, that will seriously damage what you guys are trying to do.
Well, I guess if they could link that to the website and prove it, I have a hard time thinking that, you know, they could do that.
You know, it's just like with the troll who called in earlier. It's about intent. I mean, this guy's not putting up these people's names and numbers so you can go and give them flowers. They put them up there so you can harass them for how they voted on Prop 8. I mean, it's malice of forethought.
Yeah, like the public information that he mentioned is public record. Yeah, but it's how you use that information that makes it different.
Yeah, I don't know. Jab, to say that was with malice and intent, then you must be saying also that the state treasurer's office or whoever it is that published the information for public view and the law that states that information is public information, they must also be doing so with malice.
Well, when I checked the website...
not necessarily.
Now, when I checked when I first saw the website, I didn't see contact information for the person that put up the website. So the guy can apparently put the information up, but he's not brave enough to receive comments about it.
Well, anyone can get that information anyway.
I'm sure if you do a who is on the domain name, you'll see who owns it.
I actually tried that, and it was blank at the time I did it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was actually speaking of the names of the people that are on the map, that you can get that information anyway.
Anyone can get that information.
Yeah, that's public information. You can get that information anyway.
So
Yeah,
would
I
it be
mean-
okay? So would it be okay for me to put the names of the people who does not support Prop 8 on a map like that, even though the name is out there already?
I guess that would be
I don't
your
see
choice,
why not.
right? Yeah, that would be your choice if you wanted to do that.
I'm not saying I would or
the
anything.
idea
I'm
was
just,
for people to find them and hurt them, using that map. Like I said, the people who did this, had ill intent for the people whose list they were compounding. Yes, they could be found otherwise, but this was the reason he did this was to make it much easier. And I think it's bad.
well, thanks for taking my call, guys. I just wanted your guys' opinion on that.
Mhm.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Have a great day. Kind of interesting to see so many people so early, so quickly in the show. Usually the show kind of starts slow and the room kind of builds up. But I'm expecting with you here that, people just can't get enough of Jewel of the South. I know.
Well, it's not even me. It's about the angels. And actually, the angels and I wrote something this morning that I want to share with everybody. And I'm going to just put down the chat room for a second because I'm going to pull it up. But it's something that I say and that they wanted me to say before I do anything. And it was interesting because I was meditating before I came on this morning. I was like, okay, this will be, interesting, but I didn't expect it to be what it is. It's very interesting. It just goes along with my path and my faith. Everybody's faith is different. Everybody has their own ideas about what they believe and what they don't. But my faith is centered on God. And, yeah, I have to tell you something, too. Yesterday I came out on Allie's show, believe it or not. I did.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I did. We had a caller. We had somebody that called in, and she was lesbian. And, so I wanted to tell her that I understood how she felt about a certain thing. And so it just came right out of my mouth. And there it was. It was very interesting how that happened. I know, laugh, but it was so smooth the way the Spirit did that. And I was like, did I say that? Yeah, I said that. So I was like, okay, all right. Let's see. I'm looking for it right here. I know that I have it because I just wrote it just a little while ago. So go ahead and talk until I find it, Tom. It's right here, but I have to look.
Well, I just want to say thanks for Wings of Love Radio. That was such a nice thing that Wings of Love just put in the chat room. Says didn't know about our show, but it has always been a supporter of our community. And thank you for coming, Wings, and thank you for being a supporter of the community. I just think that is so sweet. When I hear things like that, I just it's
teared up.
Yeah. It's wow.
It's wonderful because, one thing that Spirit showed me is that if we all stepped outside of our skin and stepped outside of the 3D, we all look the same because we're light beings. So there is no gender in the light. You understand? There isn't. There's gender here on Earth, but, there's no gender in the light. We are not made with gender. And people don't realize that. We are not made with gender. We're not created with gender. We only stepped into gender in order to be a part of what's going on here on planet Earth. So we're not created with gender. We step into gender. Okay? And sometimes I think some of us might miss a little bit. I think we might miss. But, I wanted to say something else, too, about this, since I'm talking about the fact that we're not created with gender, we step into gender. Love is love, and I know some people might disagree with me, and that's their prerogative, but love is love, and I'm not talking about the shallow, kind of love that we have here in the 3D dimension of Earth. I'm talking about that goes beyond what we understand. Because we go beyond what we understand. We're spiritual light beings, and love, in that, thinking about it in that way, being a light being, love goes on forever, and it's so deep and so strong, and everything was created with it. So it's something that, in the 3D would be hard to understand, but that's what love is about. It's not about what's here on earth. We have a little piece of that love, but what we're trying to do is raise our vibrational levels and everything to where we can kind of reach that and understand that. I think that if more people really understood this, there would be no hate. There would be no hate crimes. There would be nothing against anyone else. No one would have a grudge against someone else. I just think that if we all realized, that it's about love, it's not about what you look like, because when you step outside of your body, your vehicle you're using right now, you don't look like that anymore. You look like a lightning bolt. You're pure energy. So, and there's no one to judge you then but God, and that's my opinion. But people, being in the 3D and bogged down in the 3D will want to do those things, and that's unfortunate. However, I expect not just myself, but I expect all light workers to step forward and take on that mantle of love and to share that with everybody and become the beacons of light that you are. So that's a message from me and the angels to all the other light workers out there, and there's thousands of them. And so I expect them all to step out and say, okay, I'm going to do what I came here to do. And part of that is being the light that I am, the light that I was created to be. So God, there is only one judge, and God is that judge. And so when that time comes, that's what will happen. That's my opinion. I'm a minister, so I'm going to say this, but I'm not any denomination. I'm non-denominational. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and read this that they wrote this morning. They helped me to write. It's prayers to God. The Lord's Prayer is part of it, but it's also a call to my angels, and this is what they want me to do every time before I do a show. And I think it's going to touch and help somebody else out there. But the first is the call to my angels, and it says, Michael before me, Gabriel behind me, Raphael to my left, and Uriel to my right. So it says, I call forth the other three archangels of God to come forward and help me. And now as a conduit I am for your messages. I call forth all of my guardian angels and mighty warrior guardian angels to help me now. I call forth my spirit guides given by God Almighty for my help and to help me to help others by delivering your messages. I call forth the Holy Spirit to guide me with your light and truth. Help me now as I am a willing vessel in love. I ask the Alpha and Omega, the Ancient of Days, to hear my prayer and plea now and to come close and shield me beneath your wings as I am used as your willing vessel of light, love, and hope. Allow your words and those of your angels and spirit helpers to flow through me as a conduit of light so that all who come can be blessed and that your name will be magnified throughout the earth and universes as the great I am and as the one who allows me to do this great work. Please touch the hearts, minds, and souls of all those who come. Allow them to know I am not but the messenger and that you are truly the speaker of all that is said for their help today and each time I am used in this way. I am your willing vessel and emissary of light. Give me the strength, grace, love, knowledge, and all things I need to fulfill this great work assigned to me by you. I thank you, O Lord, and for all those things and for the many blessings you give each moment I am here in this existence. Amen. And then the Lord's Prayer is said, and then here's a creation prayer that they gave me. And it says, create in me, O Lord, a clean heart. Create in me, O Lord, light. Create in me, O Lord, love. Create in me, O Lord, mercy. Cleanse me, O Lord, in mind, body, and spirit. Amen. And that's what they had me write. And I have to say that every time before I do anything. Before I do anything.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
That was very awesome.
Very, very awesome. Some people in the chat room, don't know much about Jewel of the South. So, Mark put in the chat room that for those of them that don't know much about Jewel, they kind of would like to know more about Jewel of the South. And, I know a little bit, I was kind of shocked when I went to, I don't know if it was your site or your profile that I saw that you had more than one PhD.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Biblical studies, religious science, and metaphysics. Just to name some of the studies that I've done. I'm also certified in hypnotherapy and aromatherapy. And that's just 3D stuff. That's just certificates or, diplomas and stuff like that, so people on Earth will allow me to work with them. Because people really, it's very sad, but it's true, people really have to see that certified mark by your name or they don't want to work with you. And I don't know why it's like that because, let me explain something real quick. Even though you have all of this earth knowledge, it's spiritual knowledge that you really need to be seeking after. God is not going to certify you. If his stamp is on you, it's good to go. I'm serious. But people just really have to see that certified or, the PhD or the CH.T behind it or whatever before they will really work with you. I'm also a certified past life regression therapist. But see, there you go with the word certified or, degreed or whatever. People have to hear those words, and not everyone, but most people do want to hear those words before they'll even consider working with you. So I don't really talk too much about the degrees that I have or the certifications or anything like that because I really don't feel it's important. But obviously, a lot of people do feel it's important, and to me, that's very sad. So then I have to wonder, the ones that are after my certifications or the ones that are after my degrees or whatever, and they're searching for that, do they really want to hear from Spirit or do they want to hear from people that are just really smart? That's what I have to wonder. And if it's that way, then I don't really think I would want them as a client. I want clients to come forward that are really here for a spiritual reason. I don't want them here for an educational reason like that. There are a lot of colleges out there that would be more than happy to accept them with open arms. That's just my view on it. But, yeah, I am degreed. I am, just what I am. But the Lord has taken, and the angels, too, they take what I've learned and they magnify that and use it for the work that I do. So that's part of it. I'm also, here we go with the degrees and stuff, I'm also an ordained minister. I'm a reverend doctor, actually. So if I wanted to put doctor in front of my name, I could several times. But if you notice, I choose not to do that. Why do you think that is? Because it's about Spirit. It's about God. It's about other people. It's not even about me. So anyway, I had to put that out there.
That was awesome. I'm sure, Jewel, with like many of us, I'm not even comparing myself. I am so in the juvenile stage of all this spirituality stuff. I know many people don't know the story of how that you basically placed me on my path. I haven't told too many people that story. But anyway, when did all this spirituality hit you? Because when did it all come to light for you?
This started when I was a little girl. This started, it was really weird. This started when I was a little girl. Let me just back up, and people are going to freak out over this, but I do have proof, and yes, people like the word proof, too. I do have proof. I don't know if people are going to freak out. I know they are, but I have to say it. I don't know if a lot of people know about walk-ins, and no, walk-ins are not people that come in and take over, your body and kick your soul out. Those are called intruders. I am a walk-in, however. My picture was taken by my parents, and it was when I was 7 days old, or my body was 7 days old, I should say, and you can see the soul that decided not to take this mission, okay? You can see them leaving through the crown chakra, and you can see me coming in at 7 days old, and 7 is God's perfect number, so that was the exact time that I came in and they left. But, what was really interesting about the whole thing is that if a soul leaves a vehicle, that vehicle cannot survive. You're kind of like the Energizer battery that, energizes this body that you're walking around in. So if you decide to leave it, it no longer works. And so God knew that. And so what happened was, I guess I said, okay, I'll do it. But my God, was it a hard journey, and it's not over yet. It was very hard. The things that I have gone through, I can't even begin to tell you. But it began at that moment. And then when I was 7 years old, I know the sevens keep coming up in my life. I was born in the 7th month also, and on the 25th, which is also a 7. So that's really weird. But there's a lot of 7s, that represent me here. It's interesting how a lot of things started happening. My grandmother, she was a wonderful, wonderful woman. And she was from Ireland, and her family was full of what we called seers, or those with the sight. And I guess I'm a chip off the old block, I don't know, but my mom also has it, and other people in my family do as well. And my grandmother was really my mentor. And when I was 25 years old when I lost her, I was devastated. It was like losing your guardian angel and your spirit guide at the same time, and losing your connection with God, too. I was completely lost and spun out of control. But she would always defend me. I would see things, I would hear things, and I mean, if you've seen the movie The Sixth Sense, that's nothing compared to the things that I've seen or heard. You know, I used to sleep, yeah, I'm serious. I used to sleep with a lamp in my bed with me, and I would cover my head and everything. But if I started to doze off, the lamp would burn me and wake me back up. I never, ever wanted to sleep because I was terrified all the time. And my grandmother finally, what happened at the age of 7 is I had a nervous breakdown. I had a complete psychotic break. And at 7 years old, you know something major had to be going on. And this happened in Jacksonville, Texas. And Jacksonville, Texas is a very old place. It's in East Texas. It's a very old, you know, just an old town. A lot of things, a lot of spirits, a lot of everything. A lot of old cemeteries. I mean, and if you are psychic, you know, I mean, everybody's psychic, but I mean, if you are psychic in the sense to where you know things, and you're just a little kid like that, you don't really understand, it will really freak you out. So when I had that psychotic break, I wouldn't go outside of the house. I would stay with my grandmother. I wouldn't go to my mother's house. I wouldn't go home, in other words. I would stay very, very close to my grandmother. And finally, you know, I would keep everything closed up. I was terrified of everyone and everything, and it was terrible. And my grandmother finally, after about a month of that, she said, "Okay, enough." And she looked at me and she said, "You cannot be like this. You cannot live like this. You cannot live in fear." This is what she told me. And she opened up all the curtains because I had them closed tight. I mean, it was dark in there. My grandmother would, you know, she loved the light. She hated darkness. And she would open all, you know, everything up. And she said, "You're going to have to deal with this. You're going to have to handle this." She goes, "But I'm going to help you." She said, "I don't want you to be afraid to go outside. I don't want you to be afraid to play." And even my mom, this was funny, my mom offered to buy me a doll, but I would have to go in the store and get it. I was so broken down that I refused to go in the store and get it. I refused to leave my grandmother's side. And my mother couldn't understand that, and she was so angry with me. But my grandmother explained to her, she sees things and hears things that you don't understand. Well, I finally got over that, thank God. But then it came time for us to leave Texas and go back to California, where I was born. I didn't want to do it. I had a fit. My brother had a fit, too. And I was very close to my grandmother's sister, who was my Aunt Molly. She also had what I call the site, or my grandmother called the site. And she lived out further in Jacksonville and down this long red dirt road. And so we went out there to say goodbye to her. And we all got back in the car and everything. And it was a little ways from the front door. We had to, you know, we parked down the way. And so my parents were getting ready to leave and everything, and they started pulling down the dirt road. And I screamed and kicked and told them to let me out of the car. And that's unlike me. You know, I was really a pretty good child. And they threw a fit. My mom said, "No, you're not getting out of this car." And my dad said, "No, you're not getting out of this car. We have to go." And I said, no, I have to stay. I have to go back and tell her something. And they didn't want to hear me. And finally, I kicked and screamed so hard and so loud they had no choice but to let me out of the car. I mean, they did not want to deal with me being like that. So they let me out of the car, and I ran all the way back up to my Aunt Molly. I'll never forget it. And she said, "Well, why did you come back?" And I said, "Because," I said, "I had to tell you something." And I threw my arms around her, and I was in tears. And she said, "What's the matter?" And I told her, I said, "I just came to tell you goodbye one more time. I know I'll never see you again." And she goes, "Oh, sure you will. You'll see me again." And I said, "No, I won't." And she just patted me, and she thought I had come to get some more candy, but I hadn't. And I hugged her as tight as I could, and that is the last time I saw her. I didn't get back to Texas, and when I was 12, she passed away. She got cancer, and she died. So I was telling her goodbye right then and right there. My mother and I were talking about this during Christmas. As a matter of fact, they remember when that happened. It was interesting. But that is the last time I saw her. And my mom used to tell me how scary I was. She doesn't tell me I'm scary anymore, but she used to. It was so funny. But I do remember that. I remember a lot of things very, very distinctly, I remember. and living the life that I've lived. It's been very hard. It really has. But there's a time when you have to decide if you want to remain bitter or if you want to do what you signed on to do. And basically, a lot of people that know me know this, at 25 I took my life and I actually did die. And then, I'm not going to go through the whole story of how it happened and how I was revived, but I'll just tell you that God revived me. The thing is that when you're in that much pain, when you're in so much pain that you cannot feel, and that's where I was at, then you will do things. You don't even make a plan. If somebody tells you they're going to commit suicide, please listen. But see, I never said a word. That's where I differed from other people. I never said a word, ever. Nobody knew. I didn't even know. And at that point, like I said, I couldn't feel anything. And I was 25, but I had been through a lot. I'd lost my grandmother. I'd gone through 2 rapes. I had to help my brother bury his twins. I was trying to keep my psychic ability, or whatever you want to call it, shut down. It was just one thing after another, not including what I went through in my childhood. And I went through a lot of things in my childhood with my parents, too. So, my life, like I said, has been pretty hard. Well, anyway, I was revived, and I'm here today. But the thing is, when you die, when you leave your body, you know everything. A lot of people are saying, and they have said, when I die, I'm going to ask God this. When I die, I'm going to ask God that. No, you're not, because you'll already know. When I died, it was really strange. It's like I knew everything all at once, and then I knew nothing. It was so strange. I can't even explain it. I was allowed to bring some of it back with me, but I wasn't allowed to bring all of it back with me because it's not necessary for now. And that's what I was told. It's not necessary for now. So anyway, I was allowed to bring back what is necessary, for me to use on my path and now. But God knew that was going to happen. He knew I was going to do it, and I actually saw him. And his face was covered, though. I wasn't allowed to see his face. But the robe that he had on, it wasn't even, well, it was kind of like, it was a robe, I guess, but it had like a hood on it. But it looked like it was made of water, or dripping diamonds with like water. It's like a waterfall. It's hard to explain. Trust me, it's hard to explain. Also, the Archangel Michael was standing at the end of the bed, the foot of the bed. And I could see him. I saw him first before I saw Christ. But I called out for help is what I did. And when you are out of your body, you don't speak with a mouth. You have no need to breathe. It's really kind of interesting. You speak with telepathy. Everything is done with telepathy. And so I spoke out when I realized, realized, or re-realized is what I wanted to say. When I re-realized how to use that, then it took me a second. I don't know how long it took me, but it was really weird because it was almost like I had floated out of my body, and I was locked out of my body, but I was stuck. It was like I was strapped down, but there was nothing holding me. And my spirit was not being held by anything. But I can guarantee you one thing. Who you are in the body is not who you are. Everything that you feel in your body, you will feel more, a lot more outside of your body. You think you feel now? Just wait. Just wait. I'm serious. The compassion and the love and the things that surrounded me when I was out of my body, they were amazing. But it's not like anything here on earth. We don't even, we might even have just a little fraction of it if we're lucky. And the goodness and the light that's out there, when you do leave your body is amazing. And I'm not telling anyone to please take your life. Don't do that. You've all signed on for something. You're here for a reason. But I am telling you that there is something else other than this. And I am telling you that you are working towards something other than this. This is not all there is. I know because I've seen it in this lifetime. So, anyway, I just wanted to make a point to mention that. But I've always, I came in like this, Tom, and
Wow.
I'll leave like this.
That's awesome. Yeah, I never heard that part of your story. I'm dumbfounded here. That was something else. I expected to hear, when I was 20 or when I was 16 or when I was, but gosh, 7 days and
Right.
7 years and no wonder. I personally feel very blessed, to have have our paths cross, and I too feel it was a destiny, because you have taught me, that our paths are predestined, in a lot of ways, and I'm just so glad it happened, and because you've made a substantial difference in my life. I know that for a fact. And so I owe you a debt of thanks. That's personally,
But you don't really owe me anything. I'm here. I'm doing what I came here to do. You see what I'm saying? If there's thanks to be given, then give it to your higher power. But do what you signed on to do. That's what I would ask of everybody that I've come in contact with. Do what you signed on to do. Because, like I've said before, I'm going to say it again, and it's going to sound kind of redundant, but I don't care. You know what? We've all signed on to do something. We all have gifts. And the greatest thing I think about your path here is when you actually complete what you signed on to do. When you actually step out and do it, and you complete it. Because we're here for that. That's why we're here. And we're all one. We're all made of light. We're all one. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. They see us as separate, because your name is different from my name or whatever. But they're looking at the 3D. They're not looking at the spiritual aspect of all of this and what it all, what it entails and what it involves. It's very important. It's very important that we realize that God didn't make, all these millions and millions and millions of people. He breathed His breath into us. We have sacred breath. We have His. He fashioned us. We are fashioned or made in His image. Well, Psalm 91 tells you that God has wings. He that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the wings of the Almighty. That tells me right there that God has wings. So you know what? When people say they see wings on me, I don't think it's strange anymore. God has wings. I'm made in His image. Okay. I accept that. Interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting. That's, I don't know, I had an interesting thing happen on a show I was doing yesterday, and I was just speaking, and sometimes, like I say, I'm infantile when it comes to all this spiritual stuff. I've been trying to meditate, but some days it just doesn't go so well for me. Other days it seems to do just fine, but sometimes it just seems like I every time before I do a show, I do my mental thing where I say all my spirits and angels come to me and help me through this, and sometimes it just seems like, I know when I was younger, I used to say, well, I'm sorry, sometimes my mouth just connects right to my brain, and what comes out, So, yeah, last night I had one of those experiences when I was doing another show, and there was a guy listening, and Wendy was listening also, and I went off on this tangent that just came to me. Like I said, it was one of those things where the brain just connected to the mouth, and I think it was more of, in actuality, the spirits connecting to my mouth. And I started talking about how, there was people in the world that are gay, and because of society and their upbringing, they probably, some of them got wives and children, and probably will never be able to accept their sexuality, or if they do, maybe not until their parents die, and I was trying to make a point, and Wendy said in the chat room, gosh, I felt like he was talking to me, and I went kind of on and on about it. And then Wendy left and went to bed, and this other guy that was a guest in the chat room said, gosh, I feel like you were talking to me. I have a wife and 2 kids, and that's my story. You just spoke my story to me, and then he left the room, he was astounded, that he felt like I was speaking to him. And, his spirit works in wonderful ways sometimes, and times like that are just wow. Those are wow moments for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And you know what? That happens when you least expect it. I never expect when things like that are going to come out of my mouth. They just do. I don't plan it or anything like that, and you don't. Spirit has a way of working that way so people understand that it's spirit. And, Spirit will say certain things. It's like yesterday, last night actually, I was doing angel readings, using the angel cards. And people have to understand that on the cards, there's not a book that comes with these cards. If there is, I don't know about it. But the cards only have like a picture of an angel on it and one word. Everything else you hear comes from the angels. It doesn't come from anywhere else. So I wanted to make that crystal clear before we do anything, if we decide to do anything today here. But last night it was really odd because I think so many people thought that the angels are, the angels should tell them specifics. The angels are never going to be specific unless it's important. See, I needed to make a point of saying that. There was one caller we had last night that demanded almost that I tell her the name of this individual that was being negative toward her. That wasn't in love and light. That was not the message that the angels wanted to give. The angels wanted her to, to help her work through that. But really, as far as giving names and stuff like that, the angels really don't do that too much unless it's important. If it's a loved one that needs to speak to you, yeah, the name is going to, be given. But as far as the angels tattling on somebody, yeah, if you're calling us, they'll tattle on you if you're not doing what you need to be doing, and they've guided you to do it. But as far as the angels tattling on someone, no, they're not going to do that because that's between that individual and God. And then that's exactly how they put it to me. But she was very adamant that that name be given. And for what? For what? I mean, for what purpose? What purpose would that actually serve, to have that name? What? So she could do something? I mean, what is she going to do? And I told her, I said, your angels will take care of that if you just trust them. But she didn't have enough trust for herself or for her angels, so that was pretty sad. And I feel sorry for her, and I prayed for her after the show, too, as a matter of fact. That just really shook me a little bit. But I have to let everybody know that when, the angels give messages, they tell you exactly what you need to hear at that moment. If there's a name mentioned, that's because you need to hear that. But they're not ever going to tattletale on anyone because it doesn't serve your greatest and highest good. It does not serve a purpose that is the purpose they're here to serve. It doesn't serve the light. It doesn't serve you. And they're not going to give you anything that does not help you or serve you in some way. It's really kind of interesting because angels are servants just like we are. We're servants to the light, so are the angels. A lot of people say that they pray to angels. No, an angel themselves will tell you, do not do that. Pray to God, but don't bow down to them. They're servants just like we are. And actually, that's also Scripture, So I wanted to get that off my chest, too, because a lot of people say they pray to their angels. No. No, they will tell you themselves. If you hear angels, they will tell you themselves, no, do not do that. Don't do it. Goes back to the Ten Commandments. And also, too, if you think about it, if people were praying to angels and stuff like that, doesn't that go back to Satan's fall? I mean, seriously, he wanted to rise above God and take over heaven, so what happened? What happened? Well, Michael and his army of angels kicked him out of heaven, and there was a great big fall. But no, the angels will tell you. And in the Bible, several times people have been so afraid of the angels that they've bowed down, and they didn't know if it was an angel or if it was God or who it was. It was just a big, huge, bright light, and they weren't sure, so they were terrified. And anyway, the angels have said, like to John, when he was seeing some visions, he bowed down, and the angel said, see that you don't do this. I'm a servant just like you. Worship God and worship God only. So, anyway, that's the way it is. I mean, we're not advocating angel worship here or anything of that sort. I just want to let everybody know. I do work with angels. I do listen to them, but they're emissaries of God, so people need to understand that. That's exactly what they are. They're light emissaries like me. So I wanted to clear that up real quick. Before anyone else had any other ideas. You wouldn't believe what I run into and what the angels run into. We're like, oh, my goodness. Okay, this is not how it works. So,
right.
And when people call us when we're doing angel readings, too, we don't take questions. And the reason why we don't is because the angels already know. They already are working with that individual, or they're close to them and they know enough about their situation. They know what they need. And so they're going to deliver a message that's exactly for them and what they, need right then and right there. And that's what a lot of people, I hope that everybody starts to understand, actually. So anyway, that's what they do, is they deliver the message that needs to be delivered right there at that moment, to where that person can handle that situation with their angels and their spirit guides. It's a very interesting thing.
Well, I know for sure we have at least 2 people on the show today that would love to get some enlightenment from you or a reading.
Indeed.
You know, I hate using the word reading.
Well, yeah, but you know what? For lack of a better word, for people that haven't, they don't understand it any other way. And I have to tell you something really, really quick, Tom. And I'm going to tell everybody this in the chat room. Frogette is my, what would I call her? I would call her my stepdaughter, I guess. She is my partner's daughter. Her name is Brandy. And I love you too, honey. There she is. But she came in to show her support and came in to hear the show, Tom. So I just wanted you to know that she is like my stepdaughter. She is my partner's daughter. And she's really a wonderful kid. And then she has 2 children of her own. She's married. But, yeah, Frogette 26 is Brandy. And that is, like I said, it's my partner's daughter. I don't know where
Hi, Frog.
Hi, Frog. Yeah, her name's Brandy. And she has a brother named John. He's in Texas right now, and both of my sons are in Texas, too. So I don't know. My oldest son might catch this and decide to come in here, and then he might be in the studio. So he's a rap artist, so he might be recording today. I don't know. If he pops in here, that would be great. But, hi, Marcy. Oh, I'm glad to see Marcy in here, too. There's a lot of people in the chat room, Tom. Seriously.
Yeah, it's building up. It's building up. Everybody's coming here. Well, let's see. We got 2 people on the line. One is Watermark. The other is Charn. And I know Wendy wants to call in here in a little bit, too. And, of course, it's up to you. Are you, wanting to talk to people?
Yeah. That's why we're here. We know that right now, with the energy the way it is, and the shift that's going on energy-wise, and I know people understand what we're talking about when we say this, but I explained it last night kind of like a tidal wave or tsunami or something that will rip you down and take you under if you're not careful. This energy is very strong. It's going in all different directions right now, and it's kind of hard to stand up in the energy that's going on. And we're just coming out of Mercury retrograde, thank goodness, but I'm talking about an energy that's much stronger than that and that affects a lot more people than that. So, yeah, there's a lot of people out there that are hurting and that need direction and advice and that sort of thing. So, yeah, that's why we're here.
Wonderful. Well, Charn's a regular on the show, and I got a little sound clip I play for Charn at least once during the show, and usually when he calls in. So in bringing him in, let me play his little fanfare. All right, Mr. Charm Parker, you're on the air.
Oh, Tom, I wish you hadn't done that. Hey, Jewel, how you doing?
Hi, Charn. How are you, hon?
That embarrassed me. I was hoping he wasn't doing I couldn't do that with the guest on the show. But anyway, Jewel, congratulations on what you have just said. Absolutely wonderful. Because, so many people in the various rooms, they want to know specifics about their book or about this, that. And, as you said, they don't necessarily, whoever it comes to, speak about that. They give you what you need at the moment. And this is, I think, how we should approach someone when we go for a reading. And I have always said, whatever you have for me, but yet so many do say, well, I need a question. Ask me a question. And mine has always been, way back in the 70s, if you have something for me, I'll take whatever you have. I meant that was love. And so many times they didn't have anything for me. But what
what you're allowing is you're allowing Spirit to speak to you in a pure way.
Right.
When you sit there and put expectations on Spirit, that's a no-no. And that's what we're trying to say here. And not only that, but a lot of people when they're doing readings, I'm not trying to knock anybody down, but I have to say this, will ask for a birth date unless, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, unless you're doing a natal chart for like astrology or if you're doing numerology, which I also do, then a birth date's not necessary. We don't ever ask for a birth date unless we're making like a personal oil blend for you. Then we will.
Right.
But as far as doing what we do, no, we don't ask for birth dates. It's not necessary.
Well, what you said was, everything you've said this morning has been absolutely wonderful. Of course, you have shared some of that with me before. But the other thing, too, is I think those of us who are working in there, we should not put ourselves any higher than what we are just to make the person feel good. Be who we are, what we are. That's what you're doing, Jewel. You're being who you are, what you are. You and I come from a different place. We both feel very strong with the Bible and the teachings there. Right. But I won't keep this in long. I just want to say congratulations on what you said.
Thank you, Tron. It was the angels guiding me because I was like, okay, what am I saying today? And they said, oh, we'll help you with it. So.
That was the other thing. Isn't it interesting how when we give something and we think we know what we're given, all of a sudden, I mentioned this in something I wrote a long time ago, all of a sudden at the end of it, we realize we've just learned the same thing they did at the same time.
I know. It's very interesting. It really is. You know, every day that goes by, every moment that you're, here in this existence, it's amazing how much information you can access if you are willing.
Well, thank you, Jewel. Love you. Have a great show today, and thank you, Tom, for having Jewel on.
Love you too, sweetheart. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Charn. Thanks for being on. Okay, let's see here. Now we had, Watermark's been on the line. She's been waiting patiently for a while. I think she had to step away from the computer, and but she was interested in a reading also. So let me bring Watermark on and see what she has to say. Watermark, you're on the air. You're live.
Tom, it's not going to be possible right now. I'm just going to listen in, okay?
Okay.
I'm sitting in a restaurant with lots of people.
Okay, well, if you get to a point where you can, just press 1 on your phone, and it'll raise your hand on my side, and then I'll bring you in, okay?
I sure will. Thanks for long.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to put Watermark back on mute there, and she'll press 1 when she can come in. We got Miss Kitty on the line from 903. Let's see, let's bring Miss Kitty in here. Miss Kitty, you're on the air.
This is Miss Kitty's mother. I don't have a computer, so I always enjoy the computer when I come up to visit my daughter, Miss Kitty. I'm very interested in metaphysics. In fact, I've studied it for quite a few years. And I also am aware of walk-ins. I know some that I have truly believed to be walk-ins. But what I was wondering is if any of the angels have messages for me, and how do I become acquainted with my spiritual advisor?
Okay, as far as becoming acquainted, a lot of people have more than one angel, and there's always going to be more than one angel working with you in any given situation. We all come in with a guardian angel, but some of us come in with more than one guardian angel, and some people aren't aware of this, but I'm saying it just so everybody that's listening out there and that's in the listening audience and not just in the chat room will have an opportunity to grasp that information. A lot of times it's very difficult for people to feel like they can talk to their angels or their spirit guides because they don't understand how to, make that connection. How you make that connection is simply by saying, okay, here I am, I'm calling my angels and my spirit guides to come forward and help me now. When you do that, I think a very important thing to do, and this is what I tell a lot of people, is to get a journal. And at first, when they start speaking to you, you might think that it's just you and things going through your head. It doesn't matter what you think as far as that goes. Write down what you hear and what's going into, through your mind. Because you'll find as time goes on that is them talking.
Oh, that's wonderful. I will certainly do that. I have partially kept a journal, but I need to set some special time to keep up with my journal. I'm also interested in a reading, and I have come to believe that I know what my journey this lifetime is to do, and I would kind of like to know how to get some confirmation on this.
Okay, like we explained earlier, and I'm just going to go through it real quick with you. What we do is we don't really take questions or anything like that. The angels don't. What they tell you is what you need to know right here at this moment, and that's what these things are that we do right now. The reading, if you want to call it a reading. The angels will come through, and they will show me a card, and it'll have a picture of an angel on it and one word. Okay, and then they'll tell me what direction that needs to go in, and they'll give me information, and then I will repeat what I hear from them to you, and that's how it works. And I always pull 3 cards for each person unless they tell me to pull an extra one. So
that's wonderful.
Go ahead and do that.
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and begin here. Let's see. They'll tell me who's wanting to work with you right now. All right. The angel of friendship has come through, and she's letting me know that there are a lot of people. You're making a lot of new connections and learning a lot of new things right now, but the connections are really important because it's going to further you on your path. There are some old people, old friendships that have dissolved that will be entering back into your life, and you'll need to decide at that point whether you want to keep that, right, keep that or toss that. The angel of friendship is also asking that you be a friend to everyone. And sometimes that's hard, especially when people just, are the way they are sometimes. It's difficult to be friendly to everyone. But if you just smile, then that a lot of times breaks the ice and makes it easier on your path and on their path. And you might find a connection that way as well. So that's the angel of friendship and what she has to say. And I think that's very interesting. Let's see. Next one is the angel of guidance. And what the angel of guidance is letting me know is that you have been looking for other avenues on your path. You feel like you've gone as far as you can in certain aspects of your path, but that's because your path is changing, and it will continue to do so for as long as you're in this existence here. But you do have a lot of guidance. The angel of guidance puts out a lot of light on your path and shows you new things every single day. It's almost like a moment-to-moment thing. So pay very close attention to new modalities and things coming into you, new ideas that are given. Pay very close attention to all that because those things will change your path just a little bit, and they'll give you new ways of helping others. And that is very important to you because you love to help other people, and that's what they're letting me know. So you'll be able to share your light in a more efficient manner and in a more spiritual manner by following the angel of guidance. So the third one.
That's wonderful.
The third one that we have here is the angel of self-belief. And what she's letting you know is that not only would she would like you to have a little bit more belief in yourself and what you can do as far as helping others, she would want others around you to have more belief in themselves. So actually, you're kind of a counselor, and this is what she's telling me, she's showing me. You're kind of a counselor of sorts for other people, and a lot of people have a hard time believing in everything. And so you're going to be giving out information about self-belief when you start working with this angel here.
That's wonderful, especially concerning my children, which I have come to believe I need to journal with them too. But I wanted to say, as far as people that you have a hard time being friends to or communicating with or simply just being around, it has been my experience that these are kind of angels too, because I believe they were sent to teach you a lesson, to make you aware of things that you were not aware of. And sometimes we don't always listen to the negative in a way that makes us aware that it is for our benefit sometimes. And I thank God for that because it has taught me a great spiritual lesson to bless people that I don't care for and to send them on their way.
That's right. You know, the Bible says to pray for your enemies, and there's a reason for that. People will come in and they're going to be sent in a lot of times as spiritual mirrors for you. You know, not just you, but everyone. We're talking to everyone right now. And when there's something in someone that you see that you don't like, then go look in the mirror and see what it is in them that you find in yourself. When you do that, then you can heal that and kill that and have it, you know, off of your path and off of you to where you can remove those blocks and go forward. So
that's wonderful.
That's exactly right. They will mirror you. God sends mirrors constantly, you know, and the angels will mirror you. You know, if you are doing something that is detrimental to your path or to someone else's, you will be mirrored. You will. If you are not a truth teller, there's all kinds of things. If you're drinking a lot, if you're doing something to squander your time here, you know, on earth, then you're going to be mirrored. And they're going to show you exactly what you really look like in a spiritual sense. And a lot of people can't handle looking in the mirror because it's one of the hardest things to do. But I'm telling you now, if you do it, then it's going to be greater for you than if you didn't. If you don't, you're going to lose a blessing. But if you do, you're going to gain so much. And people around you will gain from it also. You have to be brave.
I think that's wonderful. And I am slowly but surely each day in my faith learning that. and I am a counselor, and I love taking care of and helping people. However, I do have a problem counseling my children once in a while because of the closeness, I guess. I can't seem to find the right words.
You have a really good friend that does what you do as well. You guys kind of have a path that runs together. I'm seeing her, and if you would send your children over to her, I think that would be better. It's sometimes easier for your kids to listen to your friend than their mama. So, you know, it's probably better I could have sent them to your friend.
Good. Well, thank you so much, and I am enjoying your program and enjoying you, and I bless you in the way that you bless or help to bless other people. And thank you so much for this valuable information.
Thank you, honey, and God bless you. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Good. Well, thank you so much, and I am enjoying your program and enjoying you, and I bless you in the way that you bless or help to bless other people. And thank you so much for this.
Thank you to Miss Kitty's mom. That was interesting.
She was so sweet. She really was. Sweet, sweet person. You can tell that she cares about everybody. You know, you can always hear that in people's voices when they truly care about people. And she really does care. She really does. She really does.
That's kind of weird. I'm showing a hand raising up on your call, Julie. That's weird.
On mine, that's weird.
You didn't press 1, did you?
No, of course not.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I didn't hear it. I would have heard it if you would have pressed 1. I'm going, why is the hand showing up on Jules?
And I keep on hearing people echo back to me too, and I never hear that on my handset that I'm using, so that's really odd. I don't know if somebody has speaker turned up or what, but it's weird.
Well, let's move on to, let's see, the next caller we have is Wendy. I'm kind of excited about what's going to happen with Wendy here because she's never had a reading, I don't believe. She always tells the story about how every time she goes to a psychic, they have either just left or she their paths crossed as she was coming in, they were leaving, and it just never worked out for her for one reason or another. So
probably because she needed an angel reading, and like we said, we don't take doing these kinds of things right here. We don't take questions, but now on ISI on Wednesdays, I do psychic mediumship readings to where I do take questions and stuff that they want to ask them, but really, you know, I always prefer that they allow me to tell them, you know, and then they can, you know, fill in the blanks if they want to. So, anyway.
Wendy, we got you live on the air. Here's your chance.
Hi. Hi, Joel. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Just fine, thank you. Hi, Tom.
Oh, you are so scared, girl. You do not need to be afraid.
Okay. Oh, no, I'm not. Well, I'm a little nervous. I brought 2 phones up just in case one gives up.
Okay. I heard that trepidation in your voice, and I'm like, oh, no. Okay. No, it's going to be fine.
Okay. No, it's only like Tom was saying, it seems like every time I've tried to get any type of reading, something always happens every single time, and it's just the oddest thing. I don't know what it is. So that's why I brought the 2 phones up. And
part of it that I'm looking at that's keeping you from getting readings is you and your energy. I think that at the times that you've gone to get readings or whatever, you weren't ready for them, or that wasn't the right person. It wasn't your messenger. Usually the way it works is that the person that is your messenger you'll be sent to. But if you try and do it on your own, a lot of times you won't get in. It's interesting.
Okay.
So, and I'm not always everybody's messenger for everything, but I guess today the angels and I are going to, you know, deliver messages for you. So. Okay,
great.
Here we go. Let's start now. Before, you know, don't think of anything happening bad. We're going to stand against that. And let's see what they have. And they're just going to tell you what you need to know for right now to get you started, kind of like a little booster. And that's what they do here. So let's see what they have.
All right.
Well, 2 cards came out at once, and that's unusual because that never happens. But, okay. The Angel of Revelation and also the Angel of Strength came out at one time. So I'm going to count that as just 1 card, but it's 2 cards. What they're letting you know, and I'm going to have to get them to speak one at a time, but the angel of revelation is letting me know that you've been searching for a lot of information and knowledge regarding your path, regarding your life. You want to know why you're here, what you're supposed to be doing. There's like a ton of questions you have. You're very inquisitive. You're also very analytical, so you will analyze everything to death, and they're letting me know that. The angel of revelation is going to be revealing things to you, and what you would need to do is get a journal for that, because there's some interesting things that you're wanting to do, but you don't really know if you're going to do them or not. It's like, okay, I'm thinking about doing this, but nah, maybe not. You know, you keep changing your mind a lot. They're showing me that. So you keep, it's like you're bouncing back from foot to foot. Like, I don't know, should I do this, should I do that, or what have you, but that's what they're showing me, the angel of revelation is. But they have a lot of information for you, Wendy, so when you get the opportunity to get in a quiet space, and it doesn't even have to be a meditative space, it would be great if you did that, but just with a journal, something that you've never written in before, you know, an pen you've never used for anything else, use that for your angels, and then just write down what you hear. And then go ahead and every 2 weeks, check back what you wrote 2 weeks prior, and it will probably make sense. You know, you might hear what sounds like your own voice in your head at first, but, you know, as time goes on, you'll understand that it's the angels talking to you and not just you rattling on in your mind. Okay?
Okay. Those are spot on.
They're telling me also, too, you have a hard time going to sleep at night. Your mind doesn't shut off. Something is always going on in your head constantly. So they want you to kind of quiet your mind. Lavender oil helps with that when you're going to sleep. So that's just an FYI. The angel of strength is coming in because you've had a very hard past, and she's letting me know that. She wants you to take time just to be yourself. Take your shoes off and go outside in the air and just breathe in the air and just allow the air and the sunlight to just touch you. You know, touch a tree, reconnect yourself, and you know, your spiritual path will be a lot easier than what it is right now. But you've got a lot of baggage from the past. You've got it, you know, coming forward, and you don't know how to get rid of it. And she's showing me that, too. And you've had to have a lot of strength because you've been through a lot of things. I'm also looking at medical things around you. She's showing me that you struggle with medical things. And is there something going on with your back?
Yeah, actually there is.
Okay, she's showing me pain down your spine, and it feels like cramps or shocks down your spine, but it hurts. And
yeah, it's cramps.
Yeah.
Very
you
strange.
might want to go have that looked at, because what I'm looking at, you know, I'm a medical intuitive, so these gifts are going to pop in sometimes. I'm looking at little bone spurs. Does that make any sense to you?
I don't know. I actually haven't seen a doctor or anything. I kind of I'm not a doctor type of person.
Oh, I know. But for this, because it is painful and it can cause headaches too, and it has caused headaches. As a matter of fact, she's letting me know.
Every day.
You're going to need to go and have it x-rayed because it's looking like bone spurs, Wendy. And the only thing they can really do for bone spurs is shave them off. But the thing about that is that they will grow back. But it takes a while for them to grow back, so you'll have some relief. Pain medications and stuff like that, our medication is so bogged down with chemicals and fillers and stuff that you're really not getting full beneficial things from the medicines that they give you. So what you might want to find is someone that practices natural medicine and start taking things for the pain for that. Using natural medicine instead of the other. Pay attention to what your doctor says, of course. I'm not telling you not to when you do go to see one. However, you might want to find a metaphysician, somebody that practices natural medicine and that can give you good stuff, you know, really good stuff that's not going to hurt you and that will take away the pain or give you some pain management. Because also this is going down into the backs of your legs, like behind your thighs, and yeah, into your feet, and I'm talking about the Achilles heel, and then into the soles of your feet, like in the center, and it hurts. It's very painful. It's like the whole back of yourself is in pain, and then it comes around to your hands. You know, I'm looking at pain in your hands, too, and that starts, and all you can do is just sit there, and you can't even cry because it's so painful. So that's what she's letting me know. You have to be strong right now, and even though you don't like going to doctors, you need to go, Wendy, because it's a very, very important thing that you find out exactly where they are and exactly how big they are right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's spot on, because that happened in Florida. When I went to Florida, it started.
Yeah.
and we didn't know what it was, and everybody was going crazy over it.
This has been going on probably for the last 3 to 4 years, and it wasn't real bad at first. It was like, whatever, that's no big deal, just a twinge, But then as time has gone on, it's gotten worse and worse, and it's because they grow. What they are is calcium deposits that look like porcupines on your spine, okay? That's what they look like. I know because I have them. So I have them on my spine, too. So I know how badly that hurts. But the only thing that they can do, like I said, is just shave them off. And you can decide for it or against it. I've decided against it. For my own personal, I decided not to let them open my back up. I just didn't want them to do that. So what I do is I live with it, but I live with it in a very natural way. That's why I said contact a metaphysician, a good one, a really good one. And as a matter of fact, I'll even help you do that. I'll even help you find a good one.
Thank you.
The natural medicine and acupuncture and stuff can really help, but when they are, they're almost razor sharp, and they look like porcupine, the porcupine things that come up out of the porcupine's back. They look kind of like that, but they're like clusters, and they're on your spine or wherever they decide to be. You can have bone spurs in your heels as well, which you may have. Because of the Achilles heel, and I'm looking at the back of your legs and also the back of your thighs hurting. Also in your hips, you seem to have problems in your hips and your lower back. And that's also caused from that. It's like it's hitting a nerve right in through there. So, and it just goes all through everything. So just be mindful that you really do need to have that x-rayed and looked at, but you are in control of your medical treatments and what you decide to do. Never, ever let anybody talk you into anything. They might tell you whatever they tell you, but you're the one that needs to decide on what you need to do. Let your angels guide you with that. You have the strength angel to help you with these decisions.
Okay.
Okay, and now we're going to go to your last card. Let's see here. All right, the Angel of Purpose. And what she's letting me know about you is that you have a beautiful light, Wendy, but you've been holding that and keeping that to yourself, and she's showing me the light, that you're holding within your heart. But you keep it to yourself because you're afraid to share too much of yourself because of what you've been going through and what you've gone through in this incarnation or this lifetime. And what she would like you to do is to share a little bit more of your light every day. Practice just a little more, not a lot, just a little, every single day. And she's going to be working with you on that if you allow her to do that. All you have to say is, I call my angels forward to help me now, and they will. They know which ones, the ones that come forward are the ones that need to help you at that moment for whatever it is that you need. But the Angel of Purpose has a bigger and greater purpose for you. You do have a bigger purpose. There is a big picture here, and I know that you know this, but it's almost as if you're afraid to let someone know too much about you. And that's another reason why your readings were blocked before, is because, number one, you didn't trust them, and you don't trust easily. I'm looking at that, too. They're telling me. Another thing is that you've been so hurt that you're like, you know what, I'm not even going to go there again. People can just do, and I'm not even going to say the word you said. I'm going to leave that off right there. But you know what that conversation that you had, just the open air was. Needless to say, the Angel of Purpose is showing you that you do have a purpose, that you have a high spiritual purpose, and that she wants you to just show a little bit of your light each day, just a tiny piece, Wendy, just a little piece. It's not asking a lot. And you know what? You're going to see a very vast change. Within, 4 weeks, you'll see it. And also doing the talk show with Tom, that's going to help you a lot. It's going to help you a lot because you're going to be getting out there. But just because people have done what they've done, because you've been in the situations you've been in, don't discount the whole human race. And see, that's what she's telling you you've done. Don't discount the whole human race just because of a few people, down the line. And yes, we know that it's been a lot of pain and you've gone through a lot of suffering. However, not everyone is going to do those things. Trust your angels, and most of all, trust yourself. And what she's letting me know is that you don't trust yourself. Well, trust your angels and yourself. And you can start doing that just simply by doing positive affirmations. Positive affirmations, you know what those are. And you can actually write them yourself, but I would call on my angels to help me write those positive affirmations and repeat those every day, morning, noon, and night. Put them on Post-it notes and put them on the refrigerator, put them on your bathroom mirror, put them on your TV, wherever, put them on your computer screen, just so that you say them, because we need to put a more positive aura around you right now. And what I'm looking at when I say aura too is that your aura is very thin and fragmented, and it's blue, and that tells me that you need healing. And a healing not just in body, but in mind and spirit as well, okay? And so with all of that pain and everything going on, and with all the things that are kind of bogging you down, and all the different directions that are coming at you, and you can't really choose one because you don't really know at this point what you want to do, the good thing to do is just clear all this stuff out and away, and then you'll be able to clearly see what's in front of you, okay?
Thank
be
you
able to
so
clearly
much.
see what's in front of you.
That's awesome, Joel. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, Wendy.
Yeah, no one knew about that except for my husband about my back.
Well, the angels know these things. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Right, yeah, oh, no, I understand now. That's, wow, okay.
But, you know, you're very blessed, and you have a lot that you can do, you know, with blessing other people. So just, like I said, call in your angels and let them help you. Keep a journal, just like I've told everybody else, keep a journal. The angels are really big on keeping those journals. You know, keep a journal, and please go get your back x-rayed, you know, and let them x-ray your heels and stuff too, just to make sure if they tell you that they want to put, if you have bone spurs in your heels, if they tell you they want to put injections in there, well, for myself, I won't do it because it hurts really, really bad, and I think it's worse than, like, not doing it, but you'll have to make that decision. I'm just telling you my experience there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not a doctor person.
Right?
That's, yeah, oh, no.
You can do, but find a good metaphysician. Find a good natural medicine doctor. Acupuncture will help with some of the pain, but it won't take away the bone spurs. Nothing's going to really take them away, but unless you have surgery. But there is ways of controlling the pain. You know, the pain is going to get, you know, greater as time goes on. So just be mindful that you're going to need your angel of strength.
Okay.
And take steps forward to heal yourself. Take control of what needs to happen to heal you, Wendy, and that is mind, body, and spirit.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you, Joel.
You're welcome.
You're
Thank
just
you
so
for
wonderful.
calling us.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Tom.
Well, thank you, Wendy. That was awesome, man. I told you she'd have a lot to tell you.
Yeah, that's what I said. I brought the two phones just in case my phone gave out and everything. But no one knew that about not even my children knew that. I've been trying to hide it because of my father. You know, they've had enough bad news around here, so I didn't want to let them know that I was having trouble too.
Oh, well, it's out now. It's live on, like, worldwide.
I know. I know. Yeah, I will Sorry?
It's worldwide now. Everybody knows.
Yeah. I know. I'll have to keep them away from the computer. Oh, well, thank you so much, and I don't want to take up any more of your time because I know other people want to talk to you. Thanks so much. You have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Wendy.
Thanks, Wendy.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, we have Watermark. Yes? Okay, I'm waiting.
Take a little break.
Take a break? Okay.
Let me take a little break. Play a song or, you know, do something, but mute me and just take a little break because, well, I'm not going to tell you what I need to do, but just let's take a little break.
Okay. We'll take a little break.
I need a break.
Take a break. I'm going to mute you.
Yeah,
raise your hand.
You.
Raise your hand when you come back.
Okay.
Okay. Good. And let's see. We've got a couple other callers on the line. We've got about 3 people holding there. But it's break time. Folks, we're taking a little break, you know. Got to take a little break once in a while. Break up things. Maybe get a little laugh. You know, throw a little laugh in there. You know, we can always use a little laugh. Personally, you know, I like Bette Midler. I like it when she played Sophie. So let's put a little chuckle in. Let's laugh a little bit. Have a little fun.
It was on the occasion of Ernie's 80th birthday. And in honor of the occasion, he married a 20-year-old girl. And he rang me up the very next day and he said to me, Soph, I have just married myself a 20-year-old girl. What do you think of that? And I said to him, Ernie, when I am 80 years old, I shall marry myself a 20-year-old boy. And let me tell you something, Ernie. 20 goes into 80. A hell of a lot more than 80 goes into 20.
Bette Midler can't, it's laughter, love, and laughter. It all goes together in my book. I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit weird, but such is life, I'm a little bit different from most people, and that's just how it goes here. Let's see now. I don't know if Jewel's back or not. I'm not sure. Let me see here. It looks like Jewel might be back. Jewel, are you back?
I am here. I just wanted to tell Miss Kitty Nolan that she's welcome. It's the angels that come in. I'm an emissary of light for them, an open channel, and I'm the messenger for the messengers. So I just wanted to tell her she was welcome. I saw that as it rolled by, so it was up at the top. I had to scroll up a little bit. I thought I saw that earlier, but I had to take care of something. But it's all good. It's all good. Everything's okay now.
All right.
Did you get a drink of water?
Good. Get some
water.
Got to refresh yourself once in a while,
Yeah. You do.
Let's see. We do have Watermark. She's ready to come back in now and see what you have for her. Is that okay?
Yeah,
okay.
Sure. Bring her on.
Let's bring Watermark in. And Watermark, you're on the air.
Thank you. I stepped outside of the restaurant and watched the traffic just turn up. Joe, first of all, I needed to tell you, you are harder to get a hold of than the guides themselves.
I know, but you know what? I'm all over Blog Talk with the 2 shows that I have, and it's 3 days a week. And then I've been on Miss Allie's show, which is Wings of Love. I'm going on to, I'm here today, and then Thursday I'm going to be on PRRS with Jenny and with Lisa. So you can pretty much find me. You can always email me on Blog Talk Radio, too. You can go to my website. There's a lot of places you can reach me. Whether I'm able to answer you or not, that's another question.
Well, now that kind of defeats the purpose now, doesn't it?
Well, but if I know that somebody's looking for me, so, oh yeah, I forgot I'm going to do an Alley show.
Incidentally, those shows were great, the candle shows.
Oh yeah, we had a great time doing those shows.
Okay, so, do you have any messages for me?
I do. Hold on just a second, and it's really not me, but I'm gonna start this now so they know they're ready. They're always ready. They had to wait on me. Okay. Here. Okay, right now what I have for you is the angel of comfort coming in, and there's a lot of things you need to be comforted over, and it starts from childhood on up to this very present moment. There's a lot of things in your life right now that are not comforting, and things that you have to deal with. They are of noise behind you, so I couldn't hear. They're just letting me know that you're in a depression state a lot of the time, and that angel is there to comfort you and to help you through these things that you're going through right now, and also the things that are from your past.
Okay, yeah, I've been dealing with that since I was a kid.
Right, and that's what we were just saying, is that it's from childhood on up that the angel's telling me. So, and they cause a lot of destructive thoughts will go through your head. There's a lot of information that you need to access from the angel of comfort. But like we've told everyone else, keep a journal so you can hear your angels. Take that time. And I know that there's a lot of things going on and that you're busy and that you might be hard-pressed to find the time, but make the time. That's what they're asking, is that you make the time to communicate. Also, too, the angel of release, which also the angel of comfort was just talking about. So the angel of release comes up right now. And angel of release is not belong to you anymore. The past, your childhood especially, those things are very painful for you. And the angel of release is there to help you and take those burdens from you if you'll let the angel have them. You don't need to carry those, and that's what they're saying, is that it's too much on you. That's where the depressive state comes from, and it's a constant thing. And also,
hold on, one more. Okay.
Okay, I don't know what that noise does. It's really strange. But the
traffic
is asking that you allow yourself, to trust yourself and the angels enough to release those things to them. You don't need them anymore, and they're very painful. And there's nothing you can do to have changed it. You need to go forward, and without being able to go forward, your path stops here. And that's really a sad thing. As a matter of fact, you feel like you're kind of stuck. And what it is that you're needing to release all this excess baggage and things that you were not responsible for. Do you understand what they're saying to you?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So, and the next one here is the Archangel Raphael, which tells me it goes along with the other two angels. You need healing, and he is there to give you the healing that you need while you're doing this. But when you release these things, he is there to heal all of those wounds that you have. And you are very wounded, and they're showing me how wounded that you really are. Your aura is very thin, and as a matter of fact, it has several different colors running through it, but there's a lot of dark running through your aura. It's just very thin to your body. It's not large and vibrant like it should be. When your aura is really healthy, it should be, when you spread out your arms from side to side, it should extend far beyond your fingertips. And yours is just very close into your body, and it's very cracked or fragmented. So there's some issues there. You need to take care of yourself in a spiritual sense, but Raphael will help you do that and help you get healthy in a spiritual sense, and then that will go down into the physical and help the physical ailments. You've developed a lot of physical ailments because of the things going on in your life. You haven't known how to really release onto because you don't know any better. You know, as far as you've had them all your life, so, okay, I'll deal with it. Well, you can't deal with it alone, and that's what the angels are trying to tell you. As strong as a woman as you are, and you're very strong, and very stubborn, too. They're telling you they threw that in. They're very stubborn. But as strong and stubborn as you are, you still cannot do it by yourself. That's why they've come in, and that's why you were supposed to call today. They could tell you. They're there. You just have to allow them to help.
Okay, I really needed to hear that.
Well, you've got comfort, release, and you've got the Archangel Raphael. So, I mean, I can't think of us, and get on with things.
Okay.
It's going to help lift the depressive state, too, so it's all good. All good.
You know, this dumb little town has never had this much traffic.
Oh, that's what it is, cars going by. It sounds like somebody on a skateboard. It's so weird.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to listen to the show later on to make sure that I get everything you said. So, is that all I have to say? Well, Timmy?
Yeah, that's it. Believe me, it's a lot of work ahead of you.
I know. It's going to be hard letting go of all this bunch of garbage, but that's what it is.
If you think about it in this light, what good is it doing you to hold on to it, opposed to what good would it do you to let go of it? I think you'll let go of it.
Yeah, I think maybe the reason I hang on to it is just kind of because it kind of helps me not to fall into it again.
Yeah. And you know the thing is that you need to think more of yourself than you do, and that's difficult. You can't since you were a child, so it's going to be hard to change those things, but you can do it, and the angels will help you do it, so it's going to be easy.
Okay, well, you know what, Joe? I'm going to see if I can hopefully get a hold of you some other time, because this is a bit ridiculous and a nuisance, and this traffic is just going to drive me up the wall.
Okay, hon, we're done. Listen to the archives later and see if you can pick up what we said.
And the traffic. Okay, thanks a lot, Joe.
You're welcome. Bye, hon.
Bye, hon.
Okay,
we'll see you tomorrow, Joe.
Bye.
We'll see you tomorrow, Tom.
Okay, Watermark. I'll put you back on mute in case you want to listen.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. Well, we got a couple of calls here. We got some more calls holding here. I want to talk to you, Jewel.
Okay. We have 36 minutes remaining in the show. We can do it. Go ahead.
Okay, our next one is going to be from 706 area code. I'm not sure who it is. 706, who are we speaking with?
Hello, it's Chance that you're talking to today, and this is a great show, I just want to say.
Well, thanks, Chance. I guess you want to speak with Jewel, huh?
Yep, I do. Hey, Joel, how are you?
Hi, Chance. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm great. Just living the day the best as I can.
The angels have to say to you, I know you were going to ask a question, but what they do is they don't work on questions. They will tell you what you need to know right this moment.
Okay.
To help you with things. And they might even go as far back as into childhood. They might come forward. I never know what they're going to do. So, I never, ever take a question when I'm doing readings with them because they work so thoroughly. So we'll just go ahead and see what they have for you. And I'm going to go ahead and look. Okay, the first thing that comes up is, it has to do with, I can't even tell you what the angel is until I tell you this. They're letting me know that you have a self-image dilemma. I'm going to use the word dilemma. When you look in the mirror, you don't see what you want to see. You don't see what other people see. You are wounded in the heart, and they're showing me that you're wounded in the heart. And you have a lot of pain that stems from not just childhood, but especially in like your teenage years. What I'm looking at,
right.
And things that you just can't seem to get past. You want to find a spiritual path, but you just haven't been able to connect, and it's because you're in so much pain. It's as if also, too, that you don't really trust anyone, and the angel of self-belief is who I pulled and who came up for you, and what she's asking is that you believe more in yourself and trust that you can do these things that you've been sent here to do. You are a beacon of light, and right now you're kind of hiding your light from everybody, but you're a beacon of light, and you're an excellent counselor. You need to think about that. You're an excellent counselor, but before you can really do that, you're going to need to get these things up and out of the way, get yourself cleared up in a spiritual way, because when you do that, then everything is going to manifest better in the physical for you. Right. But you really have the power and the gifts to help a lot of people with your words, with what you have, with your knowledge, with what you've gone through, and things being solved in the manner that you know. The angels are going to help you, though, with more information on how to do it in a more spiritual way, if you understand. You're also, I'm looking at very good with words as far as writing articles and stuff like that. You're an advocate for a lot of different things, but they want you to tone down the way that you speak. It's not that they don't want you to speak. They want you to speak, but they have a different way of you speaking. It will get more attention speaking in the way they're going to show you than speaking in the way you are now. Do you understand what they're saying?
I understand, yes.
Okay, good. They want you to just release the negativity because you're very passionate about a lot of things, but the negativity seems to come in, and what they want you to do is to release that negativity because it's not getting you where you need to be and not helping the people that you need to help. So that's what that's about, and that's just, I'm looking at just one card and getting information before that. Okay, the angel of grace now comes in, and what she's asking is basically, going along with what they were already saying, is just carry yourself with grace. She's also letting me know that you have lost a lot of your faith in God because of what's gone on. But I have to tell you, from what she's letting me know here too, and also the fact that I'm gay, and I'm also a minister. I was really mad at God for a long time, so you called and we need to talk to you about this. It isn't God that causes these things. It's the hearts of people that are hardened that cause these things, that cause this pain and grief and sorrow. So please keep that in mind before you blame God. Look at the people around you and look at what you're pulling into yourself, and also how you feel about yourself and how you feel about the world in general. Okay, when you look at those things, understand that it's the hardness of the hearts of men and women that cause these things to happen. It's not God. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to go on to the third one now. Third one is your angel of direction, and I knew she was going to come in. There she is. The angel of directions come in because you have a lot of different avenues that you can take right now. But with what the other two have said, and then the chorus of angels that came into my ear, with what they have said as well, the angel of direction is going to wait until you work with the other angels, the other two angels, and then she's going to give you a whole new direction and a whole new way to use your wonderful gifts that you have. And writing, absolutely, and speaking are two of those gifts. Also, counseling, helping people that are just down and out, and you know what we're talking about there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that can benefit from what you can do. You just have to quit hiding your light, and that's what they're saying. He's hiding his light, he's hiding his light. Tell him not to hide his light. So don't hide your light.
Okay.
Don't hide your light. Don't be afraid, and don't hide your light, because you have a lot to offer everyone, not just a few people or a handful, but everyone. And I'm looking at a blog. Do you keep a blog?
I make YouTube videos.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You can start a blog, but also use the YouTube videos for something spiritual. Do this. You'll think of the project. It'll come to you, and you already have it in your head. You are so smart. You already have it in your head. You already do, and it's already there. So you know what? You're so creative with this kind of thing, but you're very good at writing. I keep seeing writing over and over again. They show me a quill, a really beautiful white quilled pen, and the parchment paper, which is absolutely just wonderful. And I keep seeing you writing these beautiful, eloquent words. And so use that spiritual gift and your creativity to create something that's, your spiritual masterpiece, and put it on YouTube. And who cares what anybody thinks about it? It's something that comes from you, and from who you are. Let the angels guide you on how to do this, but you know what? It's going to be very healing for you and a lot of other people.
Wow, Jill. You really are a gift to many. You enlighten many. So, yeah, I've been wondering, for a while, what's the best career path with me. And I know I'm good talking to people. And is it okay if I tell you what I'm doing right now?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. I'm doing a little bit of life coaching, and I'm also an intuitive as well.
Yeah.
And right now, things are going kind of slow.
Right.
So I'm questioning, maybe should I, go to college, do psychology or something. I'm just so lost. I don't know what to do.
I don't see you doing psychology, and this is where I'm going to get into the psychic part of it, but the angels are still, right here with me. I'm not looking at you doing psychology. That would bore you to tears, and you would hate it. And it takes a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see you doing that. I see you using your creativeness. You need to put a few more tools in your spiritual toolbox, okay? And Reiki, using color, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking to you. You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Using color. They keep on telling me color. Okay, using color, you got to really buckle down and meditate. And I'm serious. I know that things come up and people call and you do this and you do that, but you got to stop long enough to get a hold of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to do that. But you don't have to do Reiki. You can do other things. There's other modalities of healing and stuff like that. But, those are just more things in your spiritual toolbox. And if you start going into psychology and stuff, what I'm looking at is you're going to become jaded, and you're not going to want to do what you need to do in the spirit and what you signed on to do. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can do it, but we're advising against it.
Right. Okay.
So because we know what they're going to teach you.
That's what
we know what's going to happen, yeah. So
I should just do my spiritual work like online and just get more advertisement. Will it increase later on or what?
Yeah, you know what? You can actually build a website, sweetie, and you can put that, there's a way to put it into the search engines for free. That's what I did with mine. And even my website is slow right now. People think I'm expensive, but if they knew that my prices were cut in half right now, they would swallow their tongues. I'm serious. They are. They're cut in half right now because of the economy. And it's just the economy, but I'm looking at things picking up more. When people get their tax returns, you're going to, people will be coming to you and stuff. But, yes, do advertise, absolutely. Trade links with people. When you build that website, trade links with people. Put your website that you're going to build into the search engine. That they do it for free, though. There's ways to get around paying for it. You can get it for free. You know, just have to find out, you know, how to do that. And I do it all the time. When I build a website, I put my stuff in there for free. Advertise yourself. Go to, oh my gosh, there's so many places you can go and advertise. There's someone here on Blog Talk. Do you know Kevin, Gay Life Coach?
Kevin? Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm actually a close friend with him, yeah.
Okay, good. Get him to put your link on his page. I'm sure he'll do that. You know, ask him. Tell him I said. Okay. Tell him Jules sent you, you know. But, no, get him to trade links with you. Absolutely.
Okay,
that'll give you both, you know, the same amount of advertising right there. Put your link wherever you can, wherever it's acceptable. But, yeah, you're going to have to go out, swoop the Internet, you know, and just put your stuff out there. Make these really cute banners. Just put them all out, you know, and let them know that you are very serious. Make sure that you present yourself in a professional manner because you are professional. But also, too, don't get too rigid, and, you know, it'll all work. But I'm looking at probably March for it picking up, really picking up, so just watch for that. Okay. But do the work beforehand, you know, so they know that you're there. They need to know you're there so they can find you.
Right.
So
all right, well, thank
beforehand.
you. All right, well, that was a very nice message, and I will take that down deeply, and I do agree that we all do need to journal, so I will be journaling too as well.
Good.
So, I guess sending you lots of love. Talk to you later.
Sending you love too, Chance. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling, Chance. Okay, ready for the next one, Jewel?
Yeah, I sure am.
Okay.
All right.
518, you're live and on the air.
That's Allie.
Are you ready? Hello, lady. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Good evening.
Good
How
morning.
are you?
How's New York cold?
Yes, of course, and you should ask another silly question.
Hey, be nice.
Hey, you know what? I have to say, and I didn't get a chance to say it yesterday because yesterday I really wasn't feeling well. And hi, Tom. I'm loving your show, and I am very honored, Julie, that you asked me to come and listen to the show because I didn't know of Tom's show before. And I am a huge and avid supporter of the gay community. A lot of my clients are gay. I grew up in the gay community when I was younger. I used to entertain in gay nightclubs in the 80s, so I have an affinity for the gay community and a real support and love. And so I'm very grateful and very honored, and namaste, my friend, for bringing me to the show.
I'm glad.
You know, I'm so proud of you, and I didn't get a chance to tell you yesterday, so I needed to come on and tell you in my big New York, coldy kind of way, because, you know, I have a terrible cold. But you know what? I mean, I've always known, but I honestly thought that most people knew, and it was a tremendous thing that you came out yesterday and on the show, and you know, I know how big of a deal that is on many levels, and most people may not understand, or you know, at least you know, what I always call lay people may not understand, but for you, I know that was tremendous, and I have to just say how proud I am of you and how grateful I am that you did that on my show. So, and I didn't get a chance to say that to you, but I want to say it to you now.
Thank you, Allie. You know what? It came out of my mouth. I knew when the woman called up, I knew she was lesbian. I knew it. I picked it up immediately. You know, you heard me snap my fingers. I knew it. And I'm like, oh, no. And what happened is she called in, but Spirit was getting me to be honest. You see what I'm saying? Is to, you know, say something. There's a lot of people out there that are, you know, part of the gay and lesbian community and all of that actually need to know that they have someone. This is what the angels told me, that they have someone that understands them. And so.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm so proud of you for doing that. And, you know, and it's funny because, you know, I've always been a supporter my whole life, and I honestly think, you know, and I'm sure as Tom is now learning from listening to you as well, I think this was a great experience for everybody listening to Tom's show today to experience you and your light. And the angels, you know, of course, I always work with the angels as well, but I really believe in my heart of heart that that's the reason we experience all the things we do in our life, and I believe in my heart this is why I wrote it into my life at the age of 15, to experience all these things so that when I became an adult, so to speak, I would be able to walk my path without judgments or free from judgments and with more compassion in my heart. And so, and you know what? I've lost many, many friends over the years. As a matter of fact, to this day, there's one friend that I lost that will always be in my heart, and that was my friend Herbie. And I lost him Christmas Day, the year I turned 16, to AIDS. And back then, AIDS, wasn't talked about, and it wasn't something that was really known. So there's this affinity in my heart, so very much so. And of course, I absolutely love and adore you to begin with. And when you did that yesterday, I kind of took a step back because I knew actually the caller, was lesbian, but I focused in on the question about a partner, and I wasn't necessarily looking at a partnership as far as a relationship.
I knew.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, but well, she was asking for a business partner, but she wants that business partner to also be her love partner, and that's what came through immediately for me with her, and that's why when you were done, I kind of interjected there because I had information for her, but it was important, and thank you for having this show too, and the second part of it, because both of those shows are very informative and very important. Well, all the shows are, but you know what I mean. Those
I know
are special subjects, but the thing is that it gave Spirit the opportunity to tell me, okay, now, this is your opportunity. We have something for her, but you're going to have to reveal something. And it's because the community needs to know that I'm here. It's so funny because people will ask me, well, what does a gay person look like? What does a lesbian look like? Blah, blah, blah. We're not stereotypical. We're your everyday, looking person. If you look at my picture, you would never know. If you talk to me, you would never know unless I tell you. I hate the stereotypes. I really do.
Yeah, and that's the problem with people is people need to get past those judgments and just understand, and actually, I just want to share this with you, and I think this is part of your message today, and it actually resonates really well, and it's from the angels, of course. And we look past surface personality characteristics and see the beautiful pure light of God within each person. Today, try to see yourself and others as we do, with pure love.
That's right. That's right. Look through your spiritual eyes and not through your 3D eyes. Knock off all the judgments and stuff, because you know what? If you judge, you're going to be judged. So, and that's what I've told everyone. The thing is that when you peel off this vehicle that we're walking around in an alley, you know this too. What it comes down to is we're pure, bright light. We're like lightning bolts. And we all look the same. So, and there is no gender in spirit. So, you know what? Knock it off. That's what I have to say to everybody. Knock it off.
But and that's the truth. People have to stop those judgments because, it's not necessary, and people do it. And what's sad, and I think that's part of what our messages are, and our messages even to the younger generation is to be free of those judgments. To just look at a person and say, I love you, I love your soul. I always say that you can love everybody. You don't have to like what people do. Let's face it, people can be, sort of rude and crude. But you still should love everyone for who they are, because in one of the stories I had always shared on the show, and I'll just say quickly, was when I had my blood transfusion last year. I had to have 4 of them. I didn't know the people that they came from. I mean, I did on a spiritual level, because I felt the energy when I was getting a transfusion, but it could have been from somebody black, white, Chinese, gay, straight. It could have been someone who was a transgender. It could have been anybody.
Right.
And I was so very grateful for that gift, because blood obviously is part of the gift of life, and I was given it 4 times. And it really changed a lot in me, and it's part of my journey too, is to remind people to be free from those humanistic judgments of people. And when you can do that, you make your life so much more easier.
You do, and you cut your own throat spiritually, when you judge, because you know what, that person maybe has been the one that saves your life. People need to think about that. Seriously, need to think about that.
I know. And Tom, I'm really enjoying your show, and I'm looking forward to your new show tomorrow. And I will definitely be a new listener and a new friend, I hope. And I'm looking forward to hearing some of your new shows. And I liked, and I listen to Kevin. I mean, I like Kevin too. Kevin's a sweetie. So I'm really honored, Julie, that you did this show today, and I'm very touched. I mean, I got kind of emotional last night when I realized it, because you did it in such a way that you segued from that into the reading, so I didn't put two and two together until afterward, and I'm like, oh my God, she just came out on my show.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Very guided. Yeah.
I know. You just, and you are, and you know how I think about you. I mean, you're like, well, I have to say my older sister. So, I'm sorry, but you're a good person, and I love what you do, that, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Tomorrow you're going to be a busy lady. But,
we're doing readings tomorrow?
Kind of, sort of, and yeah, we're going to talk about.
Okay. I'm going to bring the spirit guides with me too tomorrow, so yeah, there'll be a lot to say, I guess. I think that everybody that's supposed to get a reading will, because they'll come to the show, so we'll see what happens.
Well, you know what it is? It's Mercury's going direct tomorrow, and it's the start of a new month, and I just had this feeling that this is what we're supposed to do tomorrow, so, got to go with what Spirit says, right? So. But anyway, I won't take up any more of your time, and I just wanted to call in and tell you how much I appreciate you, and Tom, I appreciate what you do, and I wish you a lot of success with your new show, and I'll be listening.
Thank you, Miss Sally.
Thanks,
Love
Sally.
you and see you tomorrow. Thank
Okay.
you too.
Thank you. So if you could just leave me on like mute or something, Tom, because I called in on Skype, and I'd appreciate that.
Will do. Raise your hand if raise your hand if you want to jump in on anything.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, that was nice, Allie. Oh wow, it's always nice to have new supporters, or newfound supporters. Not a new supporter, but a newfound supporter. Crystal, thank you for. Jewel, thank you for bringing Annie to the room. Let her find us so that Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That's the way Spirit works. That's the way Spirit works. It's very cool. It really is.
I like that.
There's a reason why, she's telling me coming out on her show. There was a reason why, and it wasn't that I set my mind to do that at all. It was that there was a need, and I had to speak, and I had to say that I understood this person's pain, And in order to understand their pain, I had to reveal something of myself, and that's, how it basically happened. But I think that for most people that know me, if they're shocked by it, then they'll get over it. But I'm still the same person that I was when I came here in October. So, nothing has changed. It's just that what my orientation is now. That's it. Nothing more.
And I think that's real cool, because I know you did that on my show previously too, and I just think that's so awesome that you do it when you need to, or when the angels tell you need to, or I just think that's awesome.
Yeah, and I don't like wave a banner or anything like that. I mean, that's not the way that I work or work with Spirit. But the community does need to know that I'm here. It's very important, and that was what was really being whispered into my ear, is that they need to know you're here. They need to understand that they have somebody that they can go to that they will feel comfortable with, and so that was part of it. So. Important, very important.
Well, we heard from Miss Kitty's mother, and now I think we got Miss Kitty on the line.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, right.
Well, bring her on.
Miss Kitty, we got you on, Miss Kitty.
Hi, guys. I'm so happy to. I am so blessed I can't even stand myself, and this show is awesome. And Tom, Jill brought me to your show about 10 minutes before, and this is my first time for being on your show, but I know already it's going to be a favorite, and I'll be back. This is so cool. Pardon me?
He always has a great show. He really does.
Well, I'm just really glad that you sent me the email letting me know, because I had no idea. And my mom popped up, and she got she was so excited she was about ready to burst. And so she's in there in the house running and holding down the chat for me and watching what's going on while I'm sitting out here waiting my turn. I think, listen, something else too, when Chad was on just now, and what's it, Annie that was just on, the thing is God just doesn't want us to have any fear no matter what.
Right.
It doesn't matter what anybody else says or
If you're
thinks.
operating in fear, you can't operate in love. They don't coincide.
Exactly.
You can't,
well,
you can't operate in both ways. You have to operate in love or fear. You have to choose one.
Well, you know, I always choose love. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no other way. But the rule book doesn't say anything about fear, so, you know, I've never had any fear, and I've always been really bold. And, you know, that's what I'd like to encourage Chad to do, too, especially with his writing. I was getting the same thing when you were talking to him, and I was sitting here on the phone listening.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got a little thing going on right now where I have a friend, because I've always been a big advocate for, you know, different lifestyles. It doesn't matter, you know, and people are still people. But I have a little friend that actually went back. I've been ministering to. He was a prayer request, and he went back to this little 3,000 member community in Greenbrier to Kentucky, Greenboro, Kentucky. These people are practicing hate crimes on him. The police are involved. The mayor involved. Oh my God, they put him in this squanderous place, and I'm just, you know, I'm fixing to get him out here. I mean, I'm taking him and bringing him down here to my own home to take care of this man. And I also have been blessed with a cure for AIDS and for cancer. So God is just awesome, okay? God is great. As soon as I get him here and get him on some good organic foods, the man is going to live a long, long time, and he's going to be such a big advocate for the community, you know? But what I'm really, really excited about is to see if there's a message for me today. I waited forever to be able to talk to you.
Okay, let me see here. And you know there is, or you wouldn't have called.
Exactly. Thank you, Jesus.
The first angel that's talking to you right now and wanting to work with you is okay, and what
is who? Wait, you blanked out. Is who?
Somebody's trying to call my phone, that's why.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's the angel of fluidity, and what she's asking is that you just get into nature and allow yourself to be more fluid. Kind of like you love watching silk scarves flow through the air. You know what I'm talking about? Like the silk scarves just flowing through the air. That should be you. That should be you. Allowing yourself to flow, your spirit and your energy to flow like that. There's some places where we're looking at blockages, kind of like in a stream. You're looking at like a brook or a stream or what have you. But when I'm looking at those blockages, they can be removed very easily. The angel fluidity does that. So if you'll ask her to come in and help you, she'll remove some of those blockages so you can get to more people. You're being blocked from that right now, but you can get to more people. Also, too, there's something with you writing and you speaking as well. So
yes,
you
ma'am.
learn to be more fluid in the spirit so you can get to that part of your path, and that's what she's asking.
All right.
So
I understand that precisely.
Hold yourself back or down. You know, allow yourself to be fluid. And then the angel of knowledge is coming in, and they're going to be wanting to work with you because they have information for you. And there's a lot of scrolls in front of you right now that they're handing and showing me. And so that's information and knowledge for you. And you're going to be downloading that through the crown chakra while you sleep. You have to say before you go to bed, though, that you would want your angels to come in and help you with what you need to download and access, because you're going to be helping a lot more people than you are right now. You need this information, and this information and knowledge they're giving is full of light. You knew this was coming. You've had dreams that you haven't remembered all parts to, but little pieces, and they're going to help you where you remember all of it, you know, all the things that they're going to be giving you in order to help the other people.
Oh, thank you.
As a matter of fact, I'm looking at a big network, and you might start it on Ning. You know, like I have my angel network there. You might start it on Ning, but wherever.
Yeah, I've started one.
Okay, well, wherever you start this one, though, this one is something quite different. This has to do with light and all kinds of stuff. Wherever you start this one at, though, the angel of knowledge will be there working with you, because you're going to have to help educate some people, but they're going to educate you, okay?
Oh, hallelujah.
Well, here's the thing. You have to start another one, because here's the angel of connections. And we already told you about starting, either another Ning site or something for this. So you need to make more connections, and you need to allow yourself to be fluid enough to do that. Don't be so stubborn, and that's what they're telling me. Don't be so views and your beliefs. Allow yourself to be flexible. You can take in information you need to have, and that's per the angel of knowledge. But allow yourself to be fluid as well, so you meld well where you need to meld. And the angel of connections is just there to help you make those connections that are imperative to your path and that of others. So that's what they have to do. That's a lot of information.
Wow, my mother's sitting in there and she just heard you say that stubborn part. She goes, amen. Oh, wow, this is awesome. So this is confirmation. I'm actually doing something right here, you know. I think what the stubbornness and the hard-headedness comes from is because I was raised to be a strict, devout little Christian.
Yeah.
And, you know, all this new enlightenment stuff is kind of like, wow, what are you doing? You know, God, you're warping my whole way of thinking. So I think I know where the hard-headedness and the stubbornness is coming from. So I'll have to work on that. And I'm speechless. That doesn't happen to me very often.
Very cool, though. It is. I love when you talk to me because I always have such great information, you know, and I'm always blessed because I'm listening. I'm always listening. So.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you so, so much. You are such a blessing to me, and I've been waiting forever and ever. I guess I'll get back in touch with you here, you know, in the near future. Or you can stop by my show or something, you know. We're going to have a really good one, informational-wise. And as far as the writing and stuff goes, yes, I actually have been journaling for years and years and years. One day I'm going to write my own authorized autobiography, and people are not going to believe it.
Those time people
Pardon me?
I was looking at it in book form, so think book. And it's an e-book. The first one is an e-book.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so, so much, darling. I appreciate you, and God bless you and everybody in the chat room. I love you all. I'm so happy to be here with my family.
God bless you too, Miss Kitty. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for allowing me to call back. And you too, Tom. Have a great day, and God bless you again.
Thanks, Miss Kitty. That was cool. Well, we just got a 90-second warning, and we've gotten through everybody on the switchboard, so we did good today, Jewel.
Yeah, we did. That's the first time I've ever gotten through everybody on my switchboard. and well, actually, it was on your switchboard. I've never gotten through everybody on my switchboard. I haven't. But I'm glad that I did today. That was good. That was good. And that 2
Well,
hours
Jewel,
flew by.
It just flew by. It sure did. And I want to thank you for being on the show and being here. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me and having the angels. We appreciate being here. Thank you for asking us.
Oh, it was a pleasure. It was our honor, definitely. And I look forward to hearing your future shows. And, thank you for bringing your friends over. And, just so much thanks. And, you know, I hope you have a good weekend. We'll see you soon, I'm sure.
All right. Thank you, Tom. Love you. And we have, what is that, mental records in the chat room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think
Yeah.
right wings and, well, that's
A little bit.
their own. I'm not going to touch them.
Right, yeah.
Not,
Let me throw out the room love here. Throw out the room love to everybody, and have a great weekend, everybody.
Love everybody. Bye-bye.
I love you, and you, and you. Oh, and you too. And don't forget him. I love her, and him, and her, and him, and him, and her. I love you all.